Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night from wherever you are around the world. Welcome to another cast of Nomadium 4. I am ASE the Pair, and here in the quarterfinals, my friends. Today we're going to cast Elite versus AS Gladiators. This is the second quarterfinal match. On Thursday, I believe we saw T2H versus Lat Legionarios in a quarterfinal match. That was very exciting. Best of 5 always gets the adrenaline running, and so I'm really excited to watch another best of 5 here. This is Elite versus AS Gladiators. This is, in my opinion, probably going to be one of the closer quarterfinal matches, just based on the skill level of both these teams. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. If we take a quick look at the bans here, we've got for Elite, they can't pick Lakota, Inca, Nubians, or Spanish, and for AS, they can't pick Egyptians, Americans, Nubians, or Russians. So, some interesting picks here. So first of all, notably, Elite, I think AS's bans are kind of like more standard, if you will. Like, this is kind of like what you would expect from this tournament. Like, this is very, very typical, right? Like, Lakota and Inca have extremely high ban rates throughout the tournament. Nubians have the best win rate in Tier 3, and Spanish are just like kind of like all, like they're doing pretty well, comparatively to some of the other nations in Tier 4. So for AS, it makes a lot of sense, you know. For Elites, they've gone a little bit more creative, I think. So you see a Egyptians ban and an Americans ban. The first map of this match is Great Lakes, and I think that this is them hedging to win the first game, essentially. They're banning Egyptians and Americans. Those are two nations that are really excellent on Great Lakes. Nubians is kind of no surprise. That nation is really strong regardless. I've seen like other teams go for Indians bans, but I kind of think Nubians is actually the pick to ban because there's two elephant nations. And finally, Russians over other Tier 4 nations. That's also a very interesting pick. I wonder if Elite has other, maps in mind in particular where Russians can be good. I think potentially also they just really like playing Russians themselves. I feel like we've seen Elite pick Russians and they've done quite well with it, so maybe they just think the nation is quite strong. Regardless, I'm really excited to see this, and it shows kind of like the diversity of strategies in this tournament. We'll see what works out. I think game one will be pretty indicative of how things will go. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well out there. We are doing a little bit different time because I have to run later today. So why don't we just go ahead and get started? Hope you guys are doing well. We're gonna go ahead and jump into game number 1. Let me just get set up 1 second. Ready. Elite versus AS Gladiators. Game 1. Alright, welcome folks to game number 1 of Elite versus AS Gladiators. This looks like a 3v3, of course, on Great Lakes, as all quarterfinal matches start on Great Lakes. Let's take a look at the players and their nations. We're going to start with Elite here. So we've got Elite Phoenix, EL Phoenix, playing Egyptians as their Tier 1 player, Immaculate playing Tier 2 as their Bantu player, and Half Lotus Tier 3 playing Greeks. On the other side for AS, we've got Duzzles, their Tier 1 player, playing Lakota, Thurman, their Tier 2 player, playing Bantu, and Zano, their Tier 3 player, playing Greeks. So, very similar picks here. The only difference is, of course, that Tier 1 pick. We've got a Lakota versus Egyptians. AS have chosen to use their Lakota pick here, whereas Elite's kind of no surprise going for that Egyptians. This is one of the best maps for Egyptians. And so I kind of expect AS to be the aggressors in this matchup. Obviously, kind of the reason you pick Lakota is to be aggressive. This is not a nation that scales like super duper well into the late game comparatively. And so I'm very interested to see what will happen in this game. I think we're going to mainly be looking at Guzzles' picks, or Guzzles' choices throughout this game to see what sort of impact he can have with that Lakota. Elite chose not to ban it. This is one of the most banned nations throughout the tournament. We'll see what they can do with it. And of course, that's not to discount. Egyptians on this map are super insane. You can often go for 1 wonder. Going for 2 wonders can be quite good. And the other picks are not bad either. We see double Bantu. This is a nation that I think is can be a little overrated in some cases, but on this map it's quite good. The fast infantry are very nice for moving through the center. You can raid. Getting a second city for university, as well as that population, is very nice. And it scales really well into the late game because you just don't really have a population limit. That's like one of the main limiting factors on this map. You know, hitting that 75, 100, 125 population, that will lose you a lot of games. And we have seen that throughout the tournament on lates, you know, like players just not having population and then losing the game off of that because their army size is not big enough. Part of the reason why Colossus is so good. And of course, Greeks, I think they're kind of trash on other maps, but on this map specifically, they're very good. Just getting like a ton of, you know, getting that extra few minutes of knowledge gathering in the ancient age while you have all that wealth built up can be very strong. And so I see no surprise here, double Greeks for both teams. All right, let's take a look at where the players are located. We're going to start with Elite here. So they've got, on the left side, we've got Elite Phoenix, the red Egyptians player. Next to them, their ally, the yellow Greeks player, that's Half Lotus. And finally, on the other side of the world, we've got the purple Bantu player. This is Immaculate in the pocket here. On the right side, the other opposing Bantu player, this is AS Thurman, blue Bantu player. In the pocket for AS, they've got the light blue Greeks player. This is Xano. And finally, up on the top side, the green Lakota player, Duzzles. So, you know, I'd say overall, I'd say this is like an okay setup for AS and Elite. The thing is, like AS, if you're the Lakota player, you really want to be in the pocket because then you can go either side very easily. But if you're not in the pocket, you want to be able to go to the side where the Egyptians player is, right? Like you want to put pressure on the nation that has the wonder, essentially. I think in this case, right, like it's actually not too bad for AS because they're right next to the Egyptians player and they can civ like very close in front, and it just effectively does the same thing. Obviously Elite, you know, they would prefer to have their Egyptians player in the back so you don't get your wonder rated, you don't get take too much damage. They're tier 1 and you can kind of have like a comfortable boom. But, you know, honestly, they're not too mad. They're pretty separated, and given AS have picked Lakota, they're pretty separated from their opponents, and given AS have picked Lakota, it's, like, pretty nice to, you know, oh, okay. My mic volume's a little low. Okay. I think I need to sit closer. All right. Yeah, so, like, you're looking at, you're looking at primarily, like, we're looking at primarily, I think, the left side here. Unless Duzzles does some crazy stuff with his Civic, I think like we're gonna look primarily to see what's going on this left side. I expect Phoenix probably gonna go slightly more defensive on the build. You know, not gonna go for too much greed, especially given they're across a Lakota player. So let's take a look at the ruin counts here. Duzzles leading by far, of course, as the Lakota player. This is one of the main powers of Lakota. You get a massive head start with all these ruins and all those citizens scouting with 275. The other Elite doing reasonably well themselves. Phoenix with 5 ruins themselves. Half Lotus with 4. The only one who's really trailing behind a little bit is Xano with only 2, but, you know, it's still not that bad, all things considered. And, yeah, we're off to a quick start. If we look the research-wise, Duzzles, Xano, Phoenix have commerce, and I believe everybody else is building or researching. Yep, see, Immaculate's just clicked up. We've got Half Lotus, who is just finishing their library. We've got Xano there, and yep, so everybody's going for commerce, looks like. In terms of lakes, so AS have this big lake in the back that seems pretty safe. Elite have this lake, but honestly, this lake is potentially vulnerable to getting raided by water. If Duzzles put the dock here and raids, that could potentially be dangerous. There's also notably only 4 farms here for Phoenix, as well as only 4 wood. So it looks like we're going to see an early wood camp, or probably early civic, or another camp, wood camp being thrown down. Yeah, and it is throwing down another wood camp in the back. So that's going to slow them down a bit. A little unfortunate for Elite fans, but you know, what can you do? Alright, so let's take a look at the rares here. So rares, of course, are one of the main deciding factors on Great Lakes to determine your strategy as a team. So let's start with AS using this market here. So there's a citrus, there's a marble, a copper, a bison, a dye, gems, wool, wine. Okay, so that's pretty much it for AS, to be honest. I mean, maybe they can tower one of these built into the middle. like Furs and Pappy, but I kind of expect Elite to be able to grab these. All right, so for Elite, they've got Silk, they've got Pappy, they've got Furs, they've got Sugar, they've got Amber, Horses, Salt, and we do see a Colossus being thrown down. Yeah, I mean, I think it's safe to say, you know, if Elite can capture these two rares, I think their rares are better, and if they can't, they're similar. Like, I think Silk and Sugar are probably better than anything AS has. AS have pretty bad rares, to be honest. I feel like we looked through them, and the only good rare they have is Die, which is, like, not that great. So in terms of tech, it looks like actually everybody's going for Civic, Civic 1, and we do see a extremely forward city from Duzzles. Have they scouted it? Have they scouted it? I think they have, because if you try to place a city close to an opponent's city, it'll stop your city from building. So Duzzles actually going for a very, very forward city. That's a very nice food income already, 108. Yeah, with... Oh, they have a diamonds here. Okay, so Ace have a diamonds. That helps out their things for a bit. But this is going to be very aggressive. And we do see, you know, Colossus being thrown down for Phoenix, going to Civic 1. I don't think they can go for very much greed at all on Elite's side here. You know, I think Phoenix, being a skilled player, you know, is going to realize, well, I have a Lakota player in my face. There's no way I can go for any sort of greed. I just have to play defensive and just hope for the best. Duzzles is finishing up Military 1. Xano with Military 1 finishing up as well. Basically, everybody else has Commerce Civic, actually, which is kind of interesting. On this map, you know, sometimes you see players go for greedier builds. You know, I guess not this time. I think... No, they did scout their Silk for Elite. Actually, Elite scouting is not that great. They don't really know what their opponents have in terms of rares. On the other hand, for AS, you know, they're doing a little bit better. Obviously, Lakota player having lots of citizens to scout, and there is a barracks being thrown on. So Duzzles has chosen to use the early military to go and make some units, make some infantry. Colossus is still being worked on. There's only 2 citizens building it, so this might actually get denied by a hoplite. I wonder... there's no military from any of Elite's players, and the score is neck and neck. Actually, all of AS have gone for military. A little surprising there, but I guess, you know, they just kind of want to put the gas on, put the pedal on, and just be aggressive here. We do see first hoplites coming into range on this left side. What is Phoenix's response? Phoenix does have enough food for military, does have enough wood for timber, and this hoplite is just going to go and looks like it's just going to go and deny this wood camp, and there is a Military 1 finished for Half Lotus, barracks being built, and there is a Military 1 being researched for Phoenix. And Duzzles is actually going to go for the dock as well, so nice aggressive plays on this side. I would like to see Duzzles just go for like a single heavy ship. I think that's like enough to do, like, be really annoying. Colossus is starting to be denied. One barracks got denied, actually. There's only 1 citizen here from Half Lotus, so and let's see if Duzzles micro here. There's a lot of barracks going up right now. I think this barracks is going to go up from Phoenix. I would like to see Duzzles actually move this hoplite down immediately. Like, there's no point in keeping it here. A single archer will outtrade this bowman. So I would like to see Duzzles, like, either preserve these units by moving back or going to somewhere else. Basically, like, go forward, start raiding your opponents. And the archer is made, so actually, if Duzzles is not careful, he could lose this archer, and he's not paying attention currently. He loses 1 archer. I think this archer is toast, actually. Oh yeah, the micro is not there from Duzzles. He's not dodging the shots. There's a slingers being made. This hoplite is going to finally start moving away. Where's the other hoplite? Yeah, Duzzles unfortunately going to lose that hoplite. This one is actually going to the back here and going to raid this wood camp. That's a nice little move. Duzzles is out of range here. Okay, all right. So they are moving. And there's a forward tower here from Phoenix to depict on this side, as well as barracks over there. What's going on this left side? Looks like Sermon is going through the center and is actually going to raid this heavy merchant. Yeah, so nice little raid there, and Servant's actually going to be able to make use of this Pappy. Xano's actually gone for Science 2 over here on the backside. Colossus is almost finished. Half Lotus is aging up currently. They've gone for Science 2 with the power of Pappy, I believe. Yeah, I mean, well, we'll have to see. This game is turning out quite exciting thus far. You see Immaculate has also gone Science 2, but you know, for Phoenix getting rated, of course, only has Science. Actually, is actually going to cancel their own Science 1. What are they rating here? I think they just misclicked. All right, lots of action going on in this game number 1 here in the back. Hoplites being super annoying, being chased by one set of slingers. Losses finishes up in the center here. AS doing an excellent job raiding all these merchants. Xano unfortunately not using this one. Puzzle's doing anything with the dock? Oh no, there's some light ships, 2 light ships being made. Reasonable investment here. Guzzle's actually going to go for Commerce 2. I don't know if I like that, to be honest. I would have liked to see an earlier age. Everybody else is aging up here. Alrighty, so game is getting exciting. The tower actually got denied because of the temple from Duzzles here, stopping the territory push. So many units here from Sermon. He has 4 units here, and he's actually going to pick off these units from Half Lotus. Some reasonable micro here from Half Lotus, trying to dodge with the trying to dodge with the light horse. See the micro from Duzzles. Can he pick this light horse off? Oh, it's so close. Last one. Oh no. Well, 1 HP. Barely keeps it alive. He is actually all these infantry units are going to stay alive. Sermon, if he loses any of them, it's a really big deal. This is a lot of units here, but he has caused quite a bit of damage with them, and it's very, very good from Sermon. Well played. Single light horse, just on 1 HP. The Code player is aging up, so we do see Military 2 from Phoenix already. No science research, and I'm not entirely sure what he's up to. There's no Senate either at the moment. And Duzzles, you know, going for that greed. 164 food income. 164 food income. Xano going for Civic 2, and Sermon with that Military 2. Looks like a heavy ship got fire rafted. And Duzzles looks like they've done some damage on these fishing already, just being very annoying. There is another large lake in the back, and I actually would like to see Sermon raid this if he has the time. First universities going up. Nobody going for Hanging Gardens thus far. I think Elite recognize the amount of pressure they're under, and AS have definitely taken an early lead. There is a siege factory being built here for Phoenix. No government, and now it does look like Sermon's going to go back for the Hanging Gardens. I think I like this a lot. As Sermon going for Hanging Gardens, you could have Xano go for Hanging Gardens as well, but I think like that invites a lot of passivity, and I think like it makes you really vulnerable down the center. Going for Sermon Hanging Gardens seems a lot more sense. And we do see here counter raid on Furs. Advanced player is going to pick off these merchants here. Yeah, it looks like Sermon's going to retreat his army. It's pretty damaged, so he's just going to go back and chill out. You see here production being made forward Senate here for Phoenix. Is actually going to get denied by the city. I think that should set alarm bells off for Duzzles, actually. Duzzles is probably realizing, oh, like, you know, there's things going on. Okay, all right, here we see water action happening. Duzzles with upgraded Dromons here. Using Citrus, of course. Duzzles, I think, is going for Military 2. Sieges are being built from Phoenix. Only has a barracks right now, no stable at the moment. And how much army? Ooh, Wonder Rush here. Immaculate going for Hanging Gardens themselves, so it's going to be a Hanging Gardens race here. And all of the infantry units are rushing over towards Zaka, towards Sermon's capital. So Sermon gonna have to make something happen. Actually gonna use his craft on forced march to get his citizens over faster. That's kind of funny. All right. I think, I mean, it's not like Immaculate has a top lay here. We'll have to see who wins this. Immaculate, neither player has tobacco, so yeah, this Hanging Gardens is gonna start getting denied. I think Sermon's here at this point starting to regret a little bit using his craft on force march, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Citizens starting to peck away, going to punch those bowmen here. All right, so here we go. This is 52% versus 71%, and Sermon's army is here now. If Immaculate loses all these units, it would be a big loss, and he loses the Wonder Race. But looks like it's actually going to be Immaculate's taking the win on this Wonder Race here. This early raid just being super annoying and slowing down Sermon. Units unfortunately just not in position, and he's going to lose the Wonder Race as a result. This light infantry is going to get taken out, so that means basically Immaculate traded 4 units to trade for a Wonder, which I think is pretty well worth it in this case, and Immaculate is going to be able to snag that Wonder. On this side, massive militia push for Wague. Duzzles with just finishing up militia right now. The city is still there, it's still Duzzles. Can Duzzles, there's a Despot here. No science research. Can Duzzles make a push for himself? He has militia upgrade now. Siege is beginning to siege away. But this is not enough units to take this city, and Duzzles is able to hold on to it for now. There's also heavy Greek cavalry coming from the back. These units are very good. And medieval age from Xano. This game is heating up quite a bit on this left side. All these heavy cavalry, very fast. These are pretty nice, unique units. Gonna start cleaning up some catapults. Duzzles playing very defensively with the help of Xano, and unfortunately, Half-Lotus just not really here. Not with many units. Is going for the age up now. So I think big win there on AS. They were able to hold this city and force a Despot out of Phoenix, and now they just need to kill Phoenix, right? Like, this city is so forward. Sermon's gonna go for pyramids on the backside, trade out that Wonder. Let's take a quick look at the knowledge department here. Knowledge department looks like Immaculate and Phoenix are dragging as well as Sermon and Duzzles. Obviously, they've been fighting the most. Xano with the most knowledge by far, 845, with no Wonder. That is quite the crazy boom there. And Xano with 6 heavy cavalry, upgraded heavy cavalry, very nice. I would like to see Duzzles start pushing the aggression now. I think they should realize they're on the front foot. You know, compare their libraries, right? Like, and their scores, right? Duzzles is 600 points up over their opponents, and you see Duzzles actually gone for galley upgrade as well, just completely denying the water of Elite here. Very nice play. Would like to see Sermon do the same thing over here. Sermon's actually going to go for an army raid on Pappy again. Elite have not defended this, and we do see Xano is actually going to tower up Furs. Science 3 coming along for Immaculate, using the power of Pappy. So this is the main issue for AS. Can they kill and or at least slow down their opponents enough so that they can hit a better age timing than their opponents? Duzzles now... Oh, actually, this is Xano's Siege Factory. Xano almost at population, actually. Can they use this Pappy? Gonna sneak, and AS are gonna be able to take out these Pappy merchants again. Not before Elites can use it, of course. This is the main. Getting Science 3 with that Pappy is also already the best thing. Phoenix is not quite aged yet. Neither is Duzzles. Duzzles actually going for Military 3 before aging up. I think it's not a bad choice, to be honest. It's not like he has much army, so his age up doesn't really do that much at the moment. And Xano lacking a little bit in the metal department. Honestly, his economy is not maxed out. I think he could stand to max it out a little bit more. And we do see here Fortress for Half-Lotus, or Immaculate, sorry, and Fortress for Sermon as well. Sermon being super annoying down the center. He's gonna raid. Oh, wait. Sermon's gonna raid in the center. I think denying a something. Oh, Fortress here. That's actually gonna get denied, I believe, from Half-Lotus. There's just a single cavalry camp here, or a stable, I mean. These hoplites are going to get their work put into them, but militia are actually being pulled, and Sermon, he used his force march, so he's not going to be able to get away. I don't really like this, using his force march so early. He's actually going to back off after losing an archer. Alrighty, here on this top side, Xano's actually going to go for Science 3 over Military 3. I think that's a reasonable choice, given you pretty much have the resources to research both. The issue is, of course, Phoenix is going to be able to age very soon, with that Hanging Gardens helping him out quite a bit. Literacy upgrade coming. Gonna have a massive come soon. This fortress is about to finish up. Sermon in for a Rus Awakening here. Fortress does finish up, and Sermon's gonna back off immediately. Fortress here from Xano as well. Literacy upgrade coming. Phoenix kind of suffering in the tech department quite a bit, only now getting Commerce 2, of course, with the power of Silk. AS in a commanding lead, definitely, but Phoenix, you know, Elite are definitely not out of it. I think, like, the players who will be watching on the Elite side is definitely Immaculate. With that Hanging Gardens and this tech lead is going to be able to kind of pop off here with those excellent rares as well. Duzzle's now aging up. 87 population against the only 60 population of Phoenix. Unfortunately, Phoenix, you know, not even having Civic 2, and regretting this Despot at this point. This economy is quite shunted at the moment due to the Despot. And Military 3 now for Xano. Once Xano gets this, I expect the aggression here to go ham with the Siege Factory build. Fort going down for Duzzles, and AS have completely denied that camp and actually that water, and now AS are raiding in this water as well, denying the water from their opponents. Very nice move. All right, Immaculate starting to spam units and production. Gonna put another dock down as well. All right, what can Xano do on this side, I think, is the question. I think they're a little stuck on metal at the moment, to be honest, looking at their production. Also, where did their population go? I feel like they just lost a bunch of units. Getting raided down the center, are they? No? Big skirmish on the right side between the two Bantu players. Crossbows, 4 crossbows here, 4 crossbows here. Immaculate is fighting on his enemy's territory, of course. Let's see the micro here. These horses are actually going to take quite a bit of damage, these knights. A nice micro from I'd say Immaculate is primarily doing the best. Okay, it looks like 1 pike and 1 horse traded for one horse, so better trade for Sherman there. This light infantry doing some work. This pikeman is actually going to get shot down here. All right, let's take a look at this side again. Duzzles and Xano are spamming units. This is triple stable from Duzzles. A lot of units here. I would actually like to see an entrench from Elite. Phoenix, unfortunately, only now getting galley upgrade as he's aging, and Duzzles is actually going to clean up quite a bit of the army from Immaculate, and this is so many ships from Duzzles. He's going to be able to drive the economy of Elite down. Big wins for AS across the board. AS definitely taking massive wins in the score department as well. They're 1,000 points up. What can Elite do to hold them off? I'm not entirely sure. Xano, let's take a look at the aging department. Xano is about 400 knowledge off from aging, and Immaculate is also about 400 knowledge off. Immaculate, unfortunately, doesn't have much army. He did lose quite a bit of units from Sermon's attack. Sermon, of course, himself does not have Science 3, about to finish it up. No sieges from AS yet. Xano kind of, I think he was stuck on metal for a bit. I think maybe he's waiting for Gunpowder Age because he's very close. But you know, this is the time to strike right now. If you have units. Unfortunately, Phoenix is just really stunted in the in the eco department. I'm not actually sure why Half Lotus's score is so low. I think he's also been struggling for quite a while. Doesn't actually have Civic 2 either, so that's probably why. And I hope AS should realize that, well, there's only one army here at the moment. Currently, Phoenix's army is garrisoned up, just trying to finish upgrading. Crossbows beginning to peck away. Front lines here. On this right side, Sherman is going to pick off the catapult, but he's actually going to not be in position. He's taking quite a bit of attacks from these 2 knights. Sherman going to lose a few units. But he should be able to pick off a knight at least in response. Nope, the micro's not there, and he's gonna leave that knight alive. Sherman finishing up literacy. Big push on this right side now. Looks like Xano's chosen. Yeah, we're just gonna like chill out. We're not gonna do anything until the Gunpowder Age, and this is so many knights from Duzzles. Duzzles gonna pick off a catapult here. His Senator is actually not going there, but all these crossbows are exposed currently. Big force march here from Half Lotus. Big battle here going on, and Duzzle is actually going to lose quite a few units. Xano pushing forward. I think Xano did not want to take a fight at that time. Oh, in the back here, nice little raid here from a knight. I feel like Duzzles did not want to take that fight, or AS did not want to take that fight. So nice win there for Elite. Xano, however, is aging, and that is the main problem. You know, you have a player who's basically going to permanently be stuck in Medieval. Guzzle's losing quite a few units, some wonky micro here, and Zano choosing to take the fight now. I feel like this is not the move, my friend. I feel like they can just sit behind their towers and their forts and go upgrade and then fight in gunpowder. On this side, big battles in the water here, and Immaculate has chosen to kind of chill out. Immaculate now clicking up to age. Sermon is 400 knowledge away. Half Lotus's army is quite beat up. And Duzzles doesn't have very many units himself. Duzzles is also kind of close-ish to aging, maybe. Yeah, the only way I see for Elite to win this game is if they can hold on here and somehow survive while Immaculate kills this side. Immaculate with that knowledge advantage, of course, and pretty large army. Sherman himself, I think he's going for all sorts of upgrades, trying to get there, but his knowledge is the issue, right? He needs still 400 knowledge to get to gunpowder, and his opponent's probably going to have monarchy before he does, so big issue for them. I would really like to see AS make more units. I think Duzzles could make a lot more units. Xano with quite a bit of production here, now going for all these upgrades. Bombard upgrade finishing up. I would expect Xano to either go military 4 or, and yeah, AS have taken this, the library rares. That's also really big. I would expect Xano to go military 4 given he's stuck on population at the moment. But he could also go monarchy. That's not unheard of. All right, here we see Immaculate being pressed forward, forcing the issue from this opponent. Sherman, is there a temple at the city? Yes, there is. No religion upgrade. There is a fort and a tower. Not the end of the world if Sermon does lose the city. The university's in the back. There's only a siege factory here for production. And big fight still in the water going on. Right, on this side, it's time for AS to make their push. They've got bombards coming in. They need to make sure to defend them, of course. Doubles himself is aging up, as is Sermon. Sermon's in a little bit of a pickle here. He really needs to go defend. I would like to see him ungarrison his senator just to give his city more armor. Yep, and that's exactly what he does. His army size is definitely less, and of course his units are not upgraded. He probably will have to cede this city. AS starting to push forward. Bombards shooting away at this forward tower. Duzzles, of course, is population blocked, but Xano has military 4. Does he have armor upgrade yet? No, not quite yet, but he's going for it now, researching it now. And he's spamming out units. Center of the map looks like Immaculate desperately trying to fight here. On the bottom side, Gundu is being sieged. Religion upgrade. No, I think it was just a construction upgrade finished. Sermon does not have pike upgrade, and there's a lot of cavalry from the opposing side. I would like to see Sermon go for pike upgrade and start spamming out pikemen. I don't think he can hold the city currently, especially against a monarchy push. All right, Immaculate gonna move forward, begin sieging these towers. All right, and AS, they're starting to push forward. Sieges exposed. Massive gunpowder army here for Xano. I think we're going to see a monarchy first for science, but it could be science, I'm not entirely sure. Duzzle's aging up now. AS have completely cleared out the water here on this right side. It now is up to Sermon to stay alive. Sermon actually going for monarchy instead of military 4. I think that's a wise choice here. Raid here in the back from Sermon, actually, some heavy knights, very nice. Gonna be super annoying, dealing damage to Phoenix's already damaged economy. Phoenix did not raise the Senate, unfortunately, so this capital, it looks like it's gonna be sacked momentarily. Monarchy upgrade is not being researched yet. Big battle on this right side here. Can Immaculate save his team here? Monarchy upgrade is about to finish. There is elite pikeman upgrade. Looks like Sermon's content to let the city go. I mean, city is captured, so Immaculate is going to be able to take that city, and Sermon's going to begin shooting away. Fortress does go down here. Big battle on this side. Sermon's monarch is finished. He has a spy too, and actually the city's going to be able to take him back. On this side, Can AS go for a charge? I feel like they absolutely can. Delzos is upgraded. I think Xano's just waiting for his own monarchy here. Look at this, 715 cavalry. Big battle on this right side here. Immaculate trying to spam as many units. He's kept most of his cavalry in reserve, which I think is very wise. And Sermon, you know, he is losing this battle, definitely. All those cavalry being kept in reserve. He doesn't have many pikemen at all. He's going to evacuate. Xano has finished his monarchy, and I think this is now the time to strike. We have a massive army. There's no entrench yet from his opponents. Phoenix just now finishing Science 3, and Caplotus not quite there, ready to age yet. And I think we're going to see a charge here. Those is actually spamming mostly cavalry. How is this fight still going? Sherman, wow, he's got so many heavy infantry, and they're protected behind the city that he's actually doing all right. And he's holding for now. All right. Look at this huge Greeks army. Oh my gosh, I think this is massive army from Xano. Xano going pretty much untouched this game. I'm still surprised that they're not attacking, but I guess he wants to max out. I'm not entirely sure. On this right side, does look like Immaculate is gonna finally take the advantage here. Gonna pick off a few units running in the river, and Sermon going for a military 4 himself. Minor raids in the water there. Immaculate now pushing forward, sensing weakness from his opponent. Of course, Sermon is at 30 more population than him, because he has a better eco, I believe. Immaculate gonna lose 2 bombards, or actually, was that Sermon? I'm not really sure. And both players are gonna retreat for the time being. Sermon's Monarch is very wounded. I would like to see AS just go for a charge. They have a tech advantage. I'm not really sure why they're not going for it. Monarchy upgrade finished for Duzzles. This is kind of like their, this is their timing, and now they should go and attack. But they were kind of just chilling out, and Half Lotus actually just kind of called GG straight up. They know that there's a timer on them. They know that. Oh, what's happening? Oh gosh. My Rise of Nations just crashed. All right, I'm gonna assume that yeah, my Rise of Nations just crashed, folks. I'm gonna assume that means that AS took game number 1. If that's not correct, please correct me. But I don't really want to fast forward through all of that again. So AS are gonna take game number 1 there. Apologies, folks. Rise of Nations 3 game gonna crash sometimes. Yeah, if that's not right, please correct me in the chat or DM me or something. But otherwise, don't say anything. Thank you guys. Hope you guys are having a good time for watching. We're gonna take a brief break. Fortunately, that game crashed, but that's okay. I assume that AS we're gonna take that game. And again, if that's incorrect, please let me know. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Hope you guys are doing well out there. All right, folks, welcome back to Elite versus AS Gladiators. Welcome to the chat. If you're just joining us, this is Elite versus AS Gladiators. This is the quarterfinals of Nomadium 4. I'm AS Eat the Pair. Welcome to our stream here today. We saw AS take a pretty convincing win against Elite. I think the combination of one, Lakota being against a Egyptians player. I feel like Phoenix had some issues in the sense of he was against a Lakota player straight up, and then also, of course, he went Despot for a failed rush, which he never took the city. As well as Sermon being super annoying with the army raids down the center, just raiding merchants continuously. You know, that was enough to push AS over the line and take a convincing game number 1, despite a crash near the end of my replay. But we are now ready to jump into game number 2. I'm excited to see what sort of developments both teams are able to kind of adjust from game number 1. And yeah, why don't we go ahead and get started. This is AS. Elite versus AS Gladiators. Game 2. Alright, welcome to game number 2 here. We are on, of course, Australian Outback. This is the chosen map. This is my favorite map for a bunch of different reasons. Elite, obviously losing that last game, are able to choose their map, and so they've chosen Outback. Let's take a look at the players and their nations. So we'll go ahead and start with AS this time. So they've got Duzzles playing Tier 2 as British, Thurman as Tier 3 playing French, and Xano playing Tier 4 as Spanish. On the other side, we've got Phoenix playing Tier 2 as Americans, Immaculate playing Tier 3 as Indians, Afflotus playing Tier 4 as Chinese. Lots of interesting picks here. I actually am really happy that these picks are all unique. First of all, same players, of course. These picks are all unique, and I think there's a lot of reasoning for going every single one of these nations. I think British are like super good on this map. It's really easy to max out your eco with all the fish as well as the ample wood and stuff. Having these archers for the early classical age, medieval age is very good. Like this map usually is not necessarily a rush to gunpowder. Like it can be, of course, but like there's a lot of fighting because there's less land mass, and so the map is smaller. Spanish is an excellent pick. You can scout your opponent's rares. You have the free heavy ships, so you don't need to go military when you need to raid their water. The heavy infantry are pretty good in close combat, and of course French are really good on this map as well. This is one of those maps that's really good for Com2 Despot because of all the fish. You know, any water map can be very good for Com2 Despot because, you know, having the extra wealth income and being able to max out your wealth much more easily can be very helpful. On the other side, Americans, excellent nation, of course. I would expect Phoenix to go for a Commerce Science and then Wonder start, and that can be very nice. And getting those crossbowmen, especially spamming crossbowmen in Medieval Age, can be very strong. Indians, obviously, Elephant Nation are excellent on this map. Getting the extra food and wealth income from fish helps you mass produce those elephants. Chinese, you know, we've seen Chinese not be super effective in the past. I'm excited to see what Elite do with it here. Chinese not the best performing nation. But, you know, we'll see. Maybe Half Lotus will show me, like, the cheapened science research and the instant citizens and stuff will be super powerful. All right, let's go ahead and start with Elite this time. So we've got on the top side here, the red Americans player. This is Phoenix. In the middle of the map, right in the middle, the green Chinese player, Half Lotus. And finally, we've got the purple Indians player, Immaculate, on the right side. So lots of interesting spots here. We've got on the other side, Thurman, the blue French player, across from the Indians player. We've got the light blue Spanish player, Xano, in the pocket here. And then finally on the wing, we have the yellow British player, Duzzles. So I think overall, I gotta give the edge to Elite in terms of picks, locations. First of all, this map control is really big, and I think maybe that's part of the reason for picking Chinese. Having these large cities early on allows you to get more map control in the sense of having more territory, not in terms of units, of course. And so I think like having this massive Chinese city in the center of the map can be really strong. Otherwise, I think Elite also do have the edge. I think the French versus Indians matchup, I think Indians have the edge in the sense of, like, I don't particularly think horses are amazing against elephants. Like, I think elephants are actually pretty good against these French horses. I think if you're AS, you would much rather have the French player up here to deal with all the archers from the American player. So I think overall, I would give the slight edge to Elite in terms of locations. You know, also just looking at the map, AS have less than 50% of the map. just due to the central location. In terms of picks, I think I'm not entirely sure who is the edge. I mean, given the locations, I think Elite have the edge, like in terms of like not factoring rares, of course, like where the nations are located. Yeah, I think that is gonna be it. I'm gonna do a quick mountain check here. Of course, this is something we like to do if the map is a bit cramped. But it does look like all players have access to enough mountains. AS have they have like 3-ish. 4, 5, and then 6, 7. So that's enough mountains for them. On the other side for Elite, I fully expect them to have enough mountains. Yeah, plenty of mountains here. Plenty of mountains here for them. So yeah, it's going to be a test of rares and execution, I think, for both teams. Let's take a quick look at the ruin counts here. Ruin counts, Half-Lotus doing the best, Immaculate with only a single ruin, and Xano, unfortunately, also with only a single ruin. You really hate to see it as a Spanish player. Sermon dragging a bit, and Phoenix and Duzzle's doing reasonably well. This map is a bit smaller, so probably not going to get as many, not as many ruins. But Elite with that ruin lead, going to take an early lead here. Yeah, we do see here Immaculate is a little bit faster than Sermon. Sermon just now building the library, whereas Immaculate about to finish the commerce. And it looks like Elite actually are going to take a tech lead across the board, getting that Commerce 1 up before AS. And that's going to be a big problem for AS. AS actually, we do see a Civic 1 from Duzzles. A very interesting choice. I think if they've scouted this gems, I think they're going to go and grab it, is why he's gone for Civic 1 here. Going to slow him down, of course, a little bit. But I think, rares-wise, I think this is probably worth it. Unfortunately, I don't have a market here to help me with this, but I'm going to go ahead and try and manually do the rares. So we'll go ahead and start with AS. They've got Marble, they've got Tobacco, there's a Bison, a Horses, an Obsidian, and a Furs. And a Gems, of course, and Citrus as well that they're probably going to be able to grab. On the other side for Elite, we've got Pappy, Dye, Ice, Salt, Cotton, Silver, Relics, Wool, Sugar, and Wine. I think I got to give the edge to Elite once more. They have 3 library rares plus relics, and they also have some like pretty reasonable early game rares like salts and sugar. I think I definitely got to give the edge to Elite in terms of rares, but AS's rares are definitely not that bad. They have Furs, of course, Obsidian and Horses, excellent for their French player and their British player and their French player respectively, and Bison can be very good on this map for maxing out your eco, especially if you go Commerce 2 or if you're a British player. Alright, do see AS have gone for otherwise standard builds, Commerce 1 here for Xano and Sermon, and we do see a military 1 from Lotus. Let's see what they do with it. I think it looks like based on the citizen placement, they're going for a barracks here. Alright, did I miss any rares? I don't think so. I think I got all of them. Let's take a look at the scouting here. I wouldn't expect AS to not miss any rares, of course. Elite, I think they've gotten all they've scouted pretty much all their rares. They're missing their sugar, actually. A little surprised that they didn't get it, given it's fully lookout scoutable. And actually, Immaculate's going to send it now. I think this is from a lookout scout, so they're actually going to be able to grab that. On the other side, I would expect AS to not miss any rares, of course. They have a Spanish player, so, you know, they're going to be able to go for aggressive cities here and grabbing rares. And we do see AS are going to grab that Citrus. This is a reasonable rare on this map specifically. I think being able to heal your ships automatically can help quite a bit with the raids as well as trading. You know, if you have one heavy ship and your opponent has one heavy ship, if you have a Citrus, you're going to win. Looking at the tech trees otherwise, Sermon's going to go for military. Xano and Duzzles have both gone for civic. And we do see here a military one, barracks finishing up with that archer. I'm a little bit surprised that Half-Lotus didn't go a hoplite, but I assume they don't want to slow their food intake down. And we'll see what they do with this archer here. They're going to go back for civic now. The double archer. So early military one, triple archer, actually. Yeah, both teams kind of relatively chill thus far. You see a barracks finishing up for Sermon. Here, Immaculate does not have military, but he's now finishing it up. Sermon's eco is quite a little bit worse than Immaculate, and definitely you can see this in the point lead for Elite Sermon. Unfortunately, his eco is just not as good as his opponents. He does have a pretty large wood camp, but I think he just like got off to a slow start. He's now going for hoplites plus infantry. And we do see here, immediately getting value out of these archers. Sermon is going to be able to snipe units. Ooh, here, citizens attacking some bowmen here. See the micro from Guzzles. He is going to lose one citizen here. So these bowmen already paying off quite a bit. Can Half Lotus get away with all of these citizens or all of these archers? That's the question. Probably gonna lose another citizen here. Actually, 2 citizens down this early in the game is a big deal for AS here and for Elite, of course. You see, Phoenix has aged up already, and we do see the raids beginning here. Spanish player beginning to siege attack with that heavy ship, and Half Lotus wisely making a heavy ship of her own. American's player does not quite have enough resources to throw down a wonder quite yet, but this is like this is the wonder start rush, right? Like this is the fastest it goes, and it's actually gonna go for Hanging Gardens. I like this choice a lot. I think honestly, I kind of feel like Colossus, the more and more I look at it, the more and more I think Colossus is a little overrated. Like obviously if you have a good boob, it's very good, but like I don't know, like you're spending your wonder on you know your you know getting that massive that wonder down, but like I don't know, I feel like, you know, Hanging Gardens hitting that gunpowder age timing much earlier and having a very good tech lead, guaranteeing a tech lead, is very strong. So I feel like it's better. Here doesn't look like I don't know how much damage Sermon was able to get done with that attack. He is just kind of he kept most of his units alive. And yeah, Xano was able to drive off those attacking units, getting Half Lotus away. But of course, Elite have taken an early lead in this game, number 1. With that power of Pappy, this science research is so cheap. Like it's like this is almost like cheaper than standard. Alrighty. In terms of water raids, it's relatively quiet again now. I expect to see water raids later on, especially from AS, but for now they're kind of chilling. AS definitely on the back foot here. They're 200 points down just because I think of their slower start, and their rares are just much worse. They also don't have like a front runner for aggression this game. Ooh, forward tower here from Half Lotus, and Archer will be getting straight away. Is Delta's paying attention? Is he going to lose this Archer? Archer's not moving. He's going to lose his Archer, yeah. Some sloppy micro there from Duzzles. Definitely could have saved that Archer. They're moving the slingers backwards. Duzzles maybe going to lose another Archer here. Nope, he's going to keep it alive. I'd like to see them target this tower down, but currently not going to. Tower is finished up. And this tower is definitely not going to go up. This is actually going to deny their gems. The good thing is, of course, British towers have slightly higher range, so you can just kind of throw down a tower. I think British towers have the higher range. All right, on the other side, Immaculate has aged up. I would expect to see a stable and Science 2 going now for Immaculate. Sermon and Xano aging up. Duzzles is actually not aging up. What is Duzzles up to? Duzzles is... I think he's just chilling, I guess. I don't know. I think for AS, you know, they know their opponents have a bunch of library rares. I think I would like to see them just, like, actually be super aggressive. Just go ham on the despots here. I think, like, with Happy and their opponents having map control, I think, like, this is a really tough way to fight into them. You know, I don't think you can outmuscle them. And unfortunately, AS, they're 300 points down now. Elite having a massive lead in this early game. Just, they took too much damage early on from AS. You know, Duzzles lost 2 citizens here. This tower went up, denying this wood line here. Yeah, I feel like Duzzles built this like slightly more forward and hit this tower. This is 12 range compared to the 10. I mean, it's the power of British towers, right? Could have gotten a free tower off of that. Right, on this side, ooh, forward tower here from Sermon. I kind of expect AS to go Despots. We'll have to see what happens. I mean, still, at this point, with no Despot research, their starts are very slow for any sort of Despot push. Puzzle's going for Science 1. You see a stable here from a Spanish player. Senate going down. No elephants yet for Immaculate. Immaculate, oh, Half-Load is going for a cheeky city in the center. I really think AS have to be aggressive here. I mean, I don't think there's any way they outboom their opponents in this spot. And I think Elite know it. They just have to chill out, play defensive, you know, not throw away the game here, because it does look like the game is very much in their favor. No governments from AS yet, I think. Military 2 from Xano, so it looks like AS are going to take the aggressive move in this spot. Unfortunately for AS, like they're just going to get out-muscled, I think. Their opponents just have a lot more units right now. There is a very annoying light ship raid here in the back, going to pick off more Duzzles as we go. Picking on Duzzles in this spot is probably the best. Actually, Duzzle's going to go for a Senator. You know, I guess I've seen people punished for Despot before, so, you know, what can you do? We do see Despot from Xano. Yeah, I feel like they're not on the same page. I feel like Duzzle should have got Xano, or should have got Despot, and Xano should have gone Senator, right? Like, that would just make more sense as the British player. You can kind of, you're good there. You see Despot here from Sermon. So, yeah, AS are going to be aggressive here. No Militia upgrade quite yet, but Sermon already has Archer upgrade, and is going to try and be aggressive. This city is very exposed. There's no tower currently, but Immaculate is spamming out those elephants. Phoenix starting to spam units themselves, has a siege factory with catapults, and the Senate is going to go up in Beijing. And looks like that ship is going to get picked off from Half Lotus. Siege factory being made for Xano. And an ambush here from Phoenix. Xano trying to spam units as fast as they can. No lookout here is going to be going to cause some issues. He's just sieging away. Oh, big army raid on this wood camp again for Duzzles. Duzzles, no tower there. You're going to get punished for it immensely here. Ambush is over, and now these units are here to pick them off. These catapults are actually going to flee back in time. I would like to see... There's no force marked at the moment. What happened here? I think... Lotus... big army raid, super duper annoying to deal with, and Duzzle's going to get his wood cutting diminished quite a bit. You see Duzzle's starting to make units here on this right side. Big battles in the center. Phalanx finished for Sermon. Double tower forward here. Does not have enough metal for what is this catapult? What is this catapult doing? Let's see the micro. Gonna lose a Chevalier. Oh no. Big loss from Sermon there. Sermon also not killing this elephant. The target firing is a little off here. Elephant is kept alive. Huge losses for AS here. Elephant is killed. Yeah, really sloppy from Sermon there to lose a heavy cavalry to a bribe. Alright, this army is getting chased out here. Phoenix's army here. Phoenix actually has Science 3. Yeah, I don't think AS has much of a chance in this game, unfortunately. Catapult is beginning to siege away at this stable here. And in the water, there's a very annoying raid here in the back. Trireme is going to take that out. The main question is, what can Duzzles do, right? Like, Duzzles going for Senator, he really has to do something about his ally here. Xano with that Despot has not attacked yet. I've not seen him siege a building. Maybe down the center, because they have to rotate over to help, and Sermon can help take the city. Yeah, it's probably going to be crippled in the next few minutes due to their Senators. Fortress here for Duzzles. And AS are getting raided across the board, both in the water from that heavy ship, I believe, and some random light raids in the back. Phoenix has aged up to age 3. Immaculate also going for age up. I think AS are in a lot of trouble here, folks. A lot of trouble. Looking at the knowledge department, Half Lotus has the least knowledge on their team, but look at Phoenix's knowledge and Immaculate's knowledge compared to Xano's and Doubles. I think AS are in a ton of trouble. I'm not really sure how they get out of this one, to be honest. They went double Despot, and they did not manage a convincing push. I really feel like they should have either gone all in with Duzzles going Despot, or they should have like swapped it around. I feel like Duzzles maybe going Despot, and then Xano going Senator. But Xano's actually going to be able to clean up a free city, I think, if Immaculate doesn't have anything to say about it. There's no temple at the city. Oh no, there is a temple at the city. But 3 sieges are going to knock this city down very quickly. Ooh, a very forward fortress here from Half Lotus. Xano taking the city is big for him. It's a lot of plunder, right? Of course. A lot of plunder. He can get away his units still, and he's forcing Immaculate out of position. He just beginning to siege away at Surat, and Xano's gonna run away, force march away. No, catapults are still there. He's gonna lose his sieges here. Big loss for him. Yeah, no, it looks like a major double here for AS. This is what they need to do on this side of the map. Duzzle's doing some raiding in the water. And the range on this city is now large enough that I can take out this tower. AS, of course, still being very down. 700 points down here in this game number 1. Fortunately, Xano retreated too far. He let their opponents go, and now Immaculate's able to easily rotate over and take back this city. If you're looking at this map, you know, AS have been kind of carved with this divide here. Catapult's beginning to siege again. Xano with like 0 units, actually. He's a 46 population. Yeah, folks, I think this game is super Jover. Elite are 800 points up. Now they're pushing a tech lead here, that medieval age. The question is, how did this game go so badly for AS? And let's quickly review, right? We got first of all, right, like I think AS were just a little slower on the start. I think like for whatever reason their cities went up slower, their ruins count was not that great. You see some nice raids here from Duzzle's triple Dromung. They are definitely down. All of AS trying to age up now desperately. And now it is Immaculate that is pushing forward. City is taken here for Xano. This is pretty annoying for Half Lotus, you know, of course, like you're getting your boom interrupted, but there's now a Americans player about to age up. What does Duzzles have? He's spamming production right now, going for medieval age. He's stuck in population. I mean, I think there's like no chance AS win this game, right? Like 0 chance actually. It was a cheeky move, right, for AS to kind of go down the center and try and take this, go for double Despot, but I feel like they were not on the right page. I feel like Duzzles went a little too ham with the eco. He's actually gonna not be able to produce his units here because he, from these barracks, because he's population blocked. He doesn't get those free creatures. Very sad. Now going for military 3. And the Phoenix is actually gonna back up for the moment. I think this is a wise choice. You know, might as well just age up. Your opponents just aged up, so they'll have the same tech as you. At least, not armor, but everything else. Still, this battle is going on in the center of the map. Half Lotus with these fire lances is going to be able to clean off and pop Xano's kind of honestly pitiful attack here. He's going to take the city briefly. Game looks super duper over here. Now the power of good rares, and you know, I will say this game, the Chinese look good. It looked pretty good. With Pappy able to get a very nice tech lead, you know, a large city in the center, it looked pretty good. Half Lotus is going to take back the city, and Delzos is here to reinforce. Going to go and try and take the city. But the city is already being repaired, so... Delzos finishing military 3. And Indian's player now kind of running over the French player here. Game looks super Jover. Immaculate now aging up to age 4. Yeah, I felt like basically AS were a little slowed down in the beginning, just for whatever reason. Like their starts were slower, and then they never towered this wood camp, and so Delzos just took a lot of damage off it. And like I feel like Delzos has not done very much the whole game. Half Lotus is gonna go for Colossus now. Yeah, this game looks super Jover. The city is taken, but Immaculate now pushing forward. This city of Troyes is being held on for the moment, currently. Lots of crossbows being spammed by Sermon, but the issue is the Americans player here. Lots of upgrades for the Americans player. Bombard upgrade coming along. Yeah, this game looks super Jover. At least AS were able to hold on to a city. You know? Spies coming, no scouts, unfortunately. And, yeah. I expect to see AS call it momentarily here. Somehow Delzos was actually able to drive off Immaculate. Very impressive. Good play. Or Sermon was. Good play from Sermon. Able to drive him off. Would have been nice to pick off the trebuchets, of course, but what can you do? Yeah, okay, Americans player is now rolling. Game looks beyond Jover at this point. Elites with almost a 1,000-point lead over AS. And AS forced to retreat from Kunming, and they're gonna go back. Another wonder here. Oh, this is Delzos' wonder, actually. Forbidden City, I mean, a little too late. A little too late. I kind of feel like Delzos could have gone for a wonder in the mid-game, but he didn't. So he's going to go and retreat. Gonna lose his castle here. Nowhere close to aging. Elite taking a pretty handy game number 2 here off the back of, well, just some nice plays overall. You know, Half Lotus with the 3 archers here raiding that wood camp from Delzos. That's a big loss, as well as just continuous aggression on the side of Elite and using their superior rares to their advantage. Here we see Immaculate going for another push here. Had a much larger army than Sermon this time, and Sermon looks like he's going to get cleaned up here. Now sieging away at London. This game looks super Jover. I'm a little surprised AS has not called it yet, and I expect them to call it very momentarily. And GG is called. Wow, I called it. Alrighty. Well played there for Elite. They take a convincing game number 2 there. And the score is now even up 1-1. Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and update the graphic here. We're gonna take a short little break, just a 5-minute break, and we will be back in a bit with game number 3 of this exciting series. Hope you guys are doing well. Enjoying the cast so far. See you guys in a bit. Hey folks, how's it going? Hope you guys are doing well. We just saw a exciting game number 2 where Elite kind of took it handily from AS in game number 2 against Australian Outback. All right, so the score is now tied 1-1, and we are in a best of 5. I'm looking forward. I'm hoping for a 5-game series, but we're gonna have at least 2 more games here. Hope you guys are doing well out there. I don't really know what's going on in the chat. I would ask that you stop saying nonsense, but you know. We're going to focus on the game here in the moment. Let's jump into game number 3 here. Elite versus AS. Game 3. All right, folks, we are in game number 3 here. Let's take a look at the players and their nations. Looks like the same players overall. So we'll go ahead and start with Elite this time. They've got Half Lotus playing Tier 1 as Japanese, Phoenix playing Tier 3 as French, and Immaculate playing Tier 4 as Maya. On the other side for AS, we've got Xano playing Tier 1 as Germans, Duzzles playing Tier 3 as Indians, and Sermon playing Tier 4 as Maya. So, interesting picks here. So, first of all, we see a mirrored Maya pick. This map, I think, is pretty good for Maya. Like, you know, Maya's also always, like, a great option for the most part. But, like, this is one of those maps where it's kind of like, I think it rewards a lot of defensive play, and, like, it's kind of like Himalayas, almost, in my mind. Because of all the terrain and it's hard to go places. But the map is a little bit more open. I think Maya are pretty reasonable pick. They're a pretty strong nation. Tier 3 wise, we see Indians versus French. Not really sure why Elite went for French. I don't personally think that, you know, French are amazing on this map or anything, and I think they can be better on other maps. But you know, maybe they just want the aggressive potential from French. You know, like still French are an excellent pick on most any map. Indians is also a reasonable pick. I actually kind of think that Persians are better on this map specifically because you often want to grab territory and like grab a good city location, and having that cheap civic can be very helpful, as well as you know, cheaper other things. Like Indians, I think, are best saved for like something like Sahara, where I think they're just like generally superior than Persians. But maybe who knows? Maybe I'm just talking nonsense. And finally, Tier 1, I think Japanese are much better than Germans. I'm actually a little surprised that AS have not picked Japanese at all. They had 2 opportunities to, obviously. Game number 1, kind of makes sense they picked Lakota. And now they've chosen to go for Germans. They're preserving their Japanese pick. Next game, of course, does still have Tier 1. I think overall, I think I gotta give the edge to Elite. I think Japanese are just like a much better nation than Germans. I think Germans are also better on water maps in general. Amazingly, their problem is they are able to max out their eco pretty well, but they lack wealth mostly. And Japanese, you know, they just have like an insanely fast start, and they're pretty good unique infantry. So you know, right. So let's take a look at the map here. So we'll go and start with AS this time. So on the top side of the map, we got the light blue Germans player Xano. Over here in the middle, we got the blue Indians player Duzzles. And finally, we got the green... oh, sorry, that's not the right player. And on the left side, we've got the purple Mayan player Sermon. Across from Sermon, we got the red French player Phoenix. In the pockets for Elite, we've got the yellow Japanese player Half Lotus. And finally, we've got the green Mayan player Immaculate. So, definitely interesting setup. I think, once more, I have to... I mean, it's pretty... I think it's fairly balanced. I think both sides having their Tier 1 player in the pocket is very nice, especially for the Germans player. The Germans, you don't really want your economy disrupted too much. Obviously, Japanese, you don't want your economy disrupted either. But Japanese, generally, they serve better on the sides because they are a little faster than a Germans player. And I feel like Germans, in the late game, they have nice bonuses. You know, the eco bonuses, they can put down their smelter early. So, kind of feel like it's nice for both sides to have their Tier 1 player in the pocket. I think it's a little... I mean, I guess it's similar. The Indians and Maya are both, like, reasonably okay against French, so I think for AS versus, like... I think both sides are reasonably happy with their nation locations. So, it's gonna be up to execution once again for all sides. Let's take a look at the ruin counts here in the start of the game. It does look like Elite and AS are roughly even here. It's actually the same amount of ruins, except Elite are leading by 1 ruin. Half Lotus with a massive start with 150 ruins. But Xano himself also has 5 ruins, doing very nice for himself. Everybody else has 3 ruins, so nobody's going to be slow this game, I think. Although I say that, and we do see here missing library from Duzzles. Sherman finishing up the library, Phoenix finishing up the library, and Zeno finishing up the library. Zeno's start is actually not that fast. Let's look at Half Lotus. Half Lotus has a library and is going for commerce. So looks like Elite once more. Their start is just slightly faster, off the back of Japanese, of course, and slightly slower Duzzles, but that's all right. Duzzles is ruined right there. You can go for it. They probably haven't had time to look up Scout yet. All right, so very interested to see what the strategy from both teams is, and also we got to look at the rares. I'm gonna use this market here from Immaculate to use the rares. Let's look at Elite's rares first. So they've got there on my screen. Okay, so they've got Spice, they've got Salt, Peacock, there's Silver, there's Horses, in the center of the map there's Copper and Dye, although I don't know how much they can fight for that. There's Sugar, but I feel like that's AS's. There's Wool, and on the right side there's an Amber. So pretty reasonable rares, I'd say. On the other side for AS, they probably have the Sugar, maybe. There's a Gems, there's a Citrus, there's a Wine, there's a Obsidian, and a Tobacco, and a Cotton. I think I'll give the edge to Elite in terms of rares, but it's pretty close. I mean, like, obviously Horses and Salt are excellent for the French player. Peacocks is also a pretty good rare. And Silver is their library rare, of course. AS lacking that library rare. Silver being one of the better library rares. AS's rares are not bad. You know, they have a Gems, they have a Sugar. You know, it's not terrible. So I'm looking forward to just seeing some nice, clean gameplay from both sides. I don't feel like either side has like a significant rare advantage. Obviously, I think, you know, Elite have slightly better rares, but like it's pretty similar. All right. In terms of builds here, we see Sermon going for Commerce Civic. Everybody pretty much going for Commerce Civic. Let's look. Is Phoenix going military? Nope. Everybody's going for Commerce Civic. Have AS scouted the Sugar? Yes, they have. So it looks like they're going to double on this side. So Xano building towards their opponent, and Japanese player Half Lotus also going for the same thing. And actually, AS are not going to be able to grab this Sugar. Their opponent... actually, Elite have not scouted the Sugar. It looks like it's going to be contested by both sides, actually. So, Duzzle's only now finishing up Civic. Does not have a citizen in place yet. And Sermon's sitting on the low ground here. This may be a little scary, but at least his wood camp is pretty protected in the back here. And it is a forward city going to be able to grab that cotton. Sermon's actually punching some citizens. The citizen's actually getting kind of low. 9 HP. The city is going to go up, of course, but still a little annoying for Phoenix to have to micro there. Alright, oh, here, merchants punching away. The Sugar Merchant looks like it should survive, definitely. But this is a mine city. German city going up over here on this left side. Have AS scouted this die? Yes, they have, and they are going to grab it. Both sides just kind of chilling out, maxing out their ecos at the moment. And a tower going up at Sugar. Nice little tower there from Xano. Going to be an early tower and going to maybe get denied. Actually, well, there's no infantry currently. There's a barracks going up here. Duzzles is definitely slow. I think maybe he had to walk as citizens or they micro with something funky. But Duzzles is definitely slow here. He just now finishes the second city at 7:30 mark. And Elite versus AS here, scores are pretty close. Very, very close here. Tower is finished for AS, so they're going to be able to secure Silver. Actually, that's a citizen kill. That's a big deal, losing that citizen. Temple is going to go down, though, of course. German player not having Science 1 yet. Looking at the tech tree here, Phoenix has actually gone the least crazy on the techs. I think he's the slowest on the Elite side. Same as Duzzles, right? They're both a little on the slower side. Xano and Sermon both lacking... Xano, Sermon, and Half Lotus all lacking Science research here. I would expect all the players to go for Science. I don't think any players are going to skip Science this game. Yep. we do see here Science finishing up for the German player. Actually, the temple's already down, so this tower is actually going to stay in their territory. And a single heavy infantry going to go for the back here. Would like to see AS protect their rares. This is one of those maps where you really want to send like a single archer or something to your rares, and having like a raiding party can be quite effective. Ooh, here we see this silver has not been scouted for Elite. Big loss for them. They could look out scouted, definitely, but they have not scouted this silver. Eric's going down for all sides here. Where is this infantry going? This infantry is beelining it towards the gems, which they don't see, which is a little unfortunate for AS fans. Probably going to lose at least one merchant off of that. Military 1 finished for Duzzles. Forward tower here. Tower going to pick off the citizen. Oh no, Duzzles is paying attention. He's going to grab it. Alright, would like to see Duzzles. Oh no, Duzzles put down a market already. Never mind. Alright, Barracks going up for Duzzles. Bowman's trying to snipe a merchant here, but not unsuccessful. I wonder what this Bowman is doing. It's just kind of chilling. I guess it was moving. Oh, power might get denied here. 98%. 99. And no, the tower's going to finish up, so big win there for Sermon. Just outside city range, of course. Hoplite is going to get saved there. Alright. Looks like this heavy infantry did kill off 2 merchants, so big win there for Half Lotus. In terms of aging, Xano and Half Lotus are both aging. Half Lotus being the slightly faster one. I would not be surprised if we saw a Colossus, but no, we do see Stable going up for Half Lotus. Immaculate also aging up now. Duzzle's quite a bit slower, and on this side, Sermon also just finishing up Science will have enough food to age up momentarily. Does look like Elite did not scout this. Oh wow, Sermon's going for Civic 2 because he just got the Silver Merchant. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, with the power of Die, I kind of like it actually. It slows down your aging slightly. I kind of wish he went Age and then... Oh, Colossus here for Immaculate. Big aggressive play here. I think he's recognized that, you know, as an Indians player, there's not much aggressive potential. And so we're seeing Hanging Gardens from the German player instead. This is super good for Germans. Having your granary, lumber, and smelter upgrades reduced even further. Germans already have a innate discount. Super duper nice. A little bit surprised that Half Lotus is not going for a wonder themselves. Maybe they just don't have the resources for it. I think this early stable is probably part of that. Another forward city here from Sermon. Everybody aging up now. Yeah, Sermon's the only one with a wonky tech. Everybody else going for a Science 1. This is anybody's game, folks. The game is looking pretty even. This horse is actually going to go and pick off these archers if they're not careful. Would like to see one player from AS build a stable. Lookout's going to go up over here. I think this is a good spot. And actually, Half Lotus is going to go for a forward city. Ooh, nice raid in the back here, but it's going to get stopped by pre-sent archers on the Peacocks. Unfortunately for Duzzles, he's going to lose his archer there. This tower is very nice. It's going to pick off this market. Pretty annoying to rebuild. Under 10 timber for free. But all these raids on this gems are getting annoying. AS are going to lose quite some eco here, and they do not have stables currently. Over here on this right side, how did they get 11 range? How did you get? I guess cities maybe in classical age they just get +1 range. But this tower is actually a goner. Unfortunately, a little too forward there for Sermon. Yeah, these light horses are super annoying to deal with. Just the double quick light horse. I'm gonna have to remember that for future games. You know, going that early light horse, you don't even need to get military 2 for the rush or for the aggressive potential. You just need to, you know, you just need to be, get those 2 light horses, take off those archers from your opponents. German doing the best on his team. Duzzle's score and Phoenix's score are not doing amazingly right now. Looks like neither side wants to wonder try to contest the wonders. So it looks like Colossus and such is going up. Hoplite is going to get picked off. Phoenix's Hoplite is going to get picked off. And we do see here double stable, actually, from Phoenix and Despot coming along. What does Sermon have to counteract that? Sermon does not have a stable yet. And he does have Senator. He does not have a stable yet, so I think this should set off alarm bells. Obviously, as the Maya player, you have some advantages against a Despot, of course, but this looks like a pretty good Despot timing for Phoenix. Sermon obviously doing pretty well in terms of the second city and such, but their eco's not that great yet. On this side, have these units been dealt with? No, it's just a single light horse at the moment. I'd like to see a bribe go down. Bribe is charging. If isn't paying attention, he's gonna... Yeah, he loses his horse, actually. Alright, lots of production here. Double stable for Phoenix. And Military 2 coming along for Sermon now. I think Sermon needs to produce units and make production right now, otherwise he's gonna get overrun. This is also his... No, he does have a tower in the back. Temple going up in the back there, and as well as tower. Alright, on this side, let's see. We do see Military 2 coming along for both AS players. And Military 2 finished already for Immaculate. Immaculate actually going Phalanx upgrade here. Looks like ARs are finally able to secure this this gems once more. They'd really like to throw a tower there is what they want, but it's on their territory, of course. And does look like Phoenix is going for some aggressive raids here, but I don't think they're going to be successful given there's a tower here as well as attrition upgrade being researched now. Catapults starting forward. Big issues for Duzzles, or Sermon. Sermon just now finishing up a stable, not producing from the other building. Has gone for 9 scholars instead, and that's a lot of wealth that is lost, and currently there's not much protecting this mine either. Big issues on the horizon here for Sermon. Over here for AS, Ambush does not protect your tower, unfortunately. And looks like a light horse is going to clean up this raid in the back here. Cavalry raiding here, super annoying to deal with for Sermon. Sermon units are out of position. Militia upgrade coming along. With Militia, he could definitely drive these off, but currently he just needs to make sure he doesn't lose his front city. Would like to see him get Archer upgrade here, given that Immaculate doesn't actually have that many units at the moment. Second Catapult coming out. Sermon really needs to make units, but I think he's busy microing. The attrition's helping burn here. On the right side here, AS is beginning to siege, but so is Elite. Elite with some nice micro here from archers. Sermon says might need help. Oh my gosh, here's a militia rush. Here we go, folks. They are burning in attrition. Sermon looks like in a ton of trouble here. He does not have an archer upgrade yet. Drive goes down. Sermon looks like in a ton of trouble here. All these militia are burning, definitely. Sermon's gonna lose the city, and his scholars are now vulnerable. The Mayan Tower definitely helping out a ton, but unfortunately for Sermon, he is getting cooked at the moment. Not producing from his light horse either. Alright, Sermon loses the first city of the game, and now Elite is sieging on this side as well. Elite at this point having a 200 point lead. Half Lotus going for kind of more defensive posture, did not produce many units, and now Duzzles is pushing forward. Duzzles with Civic 2 as well. Would like to see AS send some help to Sermon. I think Sermon can definitely hold on if helped a little bit, but currently he's lost 5 farms, which is a huge loss for him, and he's about to lose his production as well. Has no wealth at the moment due to the fact that he lost the city. Right. 38 population compared to the 33. Sermon is in a bunch of trouble here. I'd like to see him try to go for another bribe, but now his barracks is getting sieged away. Sermon needs help and stats. Pretty large army for Immaculate sieging on Khan here of Xano City. And Half Lotus is aging up now. Question is, yeah, what is AS's plan here? You know, I think on the right side, it's not like they're going to make any pressure, so they really need to go and help out Sermon. I think Sermon's going to lose this 1v1. I think he just kind of messed up the execution there. Like, against a French jet spot, you just, like, you have to have your own militia upgrade, you have to have citizens ready, like a second tower, you know. But now he's very, very much on the back foot. Unfortunately for Elite, Phoenix's eco is absolutely miserable. Look at this eco. But he does have the highest score. And he's actually going to go around and try and go for Mayapan instead. Annoying raids here for Phoenix. Crossbow upgrade coming along for Half Lotus. Duzzle's still not quite ready to age yet. He does have enough knowledge, but not enough food. I would really like to see Duzzle's rotate over, especially once Xano ages up. I would like to see Duzzle's rotate over and help out Sherman. Militia starting to burn in attrition over here. This is a very risky move, and Sermon's about to age up to age 3. Sermon sees the army now. And he probably should go take back his city right now. Needs to start making units and stats. Night upgrade starting. All these militia are burning. This is a big loss for Phoenix if he loses these. Still getting raided on this side. Very, very annoying to deal with. Massive push here on this left side. Xano does not look like he has enough units at the moment, but he is going crossbow upgrade. All of Phoenix's militia are dead. Phoenix is going to lose his city back, and Sermon is now upgrading. There is a temple at this city, and it is a mine city, of course. But that is quite a large army. Oh, here, looks like Xano's about to get doubled here. And Duzzles is way out of position. City is captured. Colne is captured. Big loss for AS here. Duzzles kind of falling asleep, unfortunately. He is not in position to be able to help out, and German player has to back up, retreat while he's upgrading his units. Alright, French army is now beginning to siege at Sermon's capital. Towers going up. Phoenix still very far from aging. I think that Sermon should be fine in the sense of probably won't lose his capital, especially if he pulls militia. City is actually retaken here briefly. Horse march backwards? What's happening here? Not sure who's winning this fight at the moment. I think Elite are, but it's a little hard to tell, especially with 4 elephants coming along and multiple bribes going down as well. These crossbows from Xano are doing wonders against this army. Here, does look like this horse archer going to be heavy cavalry going to be picked off. Triple archer here. The triple tower here. No, just kidding. 2 towers. My bad. Counting, sorry. And Immaculate's starting to build a secondary army here. Would really like to see Sherman make more units. He's going to pull some militia. This doesn't have eco at this point. Trying to spam out as many citizens as possible. Doubles really could send him money. Look at how much money Doubles has. But he is currently not. Looking at the tech trees, Half Lotus has Commerce 2, and Xano has Commerce 2, and Immaculate has Science 2. And everybody else is on 2211. I'm Phoenix, who's missing Civic. Going for Science now. I think Phoenix is waiting for an age up here.
We see a push here from Duzzles. His militia are not quite there, and he's gonna just go for it, I think. He's in age up, so he's just gonna run in and fight. Who will win this fight? I don't know, but Sermon is losing a lot of citizens here. His senator's also way out of position. What is he doing? Oh no, Sermon, your senator. Archers are going relatively okay. Oh gosh, the micro. I feel like Sermon would have definitely had a winning fight, and now he's gonna lose a lot more citizens than he would like. But Phoenix is driven off, and that means Sermon now has the edge on this side. 36 population against 34 population. So much population here for Immaculate. Immaculate actually going some light infantry as well. This is something you see sometimes with players basically wanting crossbow fodder. Things to tank crossbows. Trebuchet upgrade coming along. Duzzle's going for military 3 here. And Sermon kind of left to pick up the mess here. His eco is in shambles at the moment, but it is still doing better than Phoenix's. Phoenix's eco not very good at all. Now aging up for Phoenix. No tower at this city that was recovered. Very scrappy on this left side, and on this right side, this army looks bigger than it actually is. There's just a bunch of decoys, and I feel like, obviously, Xano doesn't have that many units. Oh no, he's gonna throw away his heavy infantry. Lucky. Feels like there's like 3 separate 1v1s at this moment. Duzzle's actually put his capital forward, of all things. A little surprised by that. Phoenix is going to take this city once more. I think Sermon's like doesn't really need it at this point. He's kind of rebuilt his eco a little bit up. Obviously, it's still kind of suffering, but he's doing like okay, all things considered. And now Half Lotus is moving forward. These trebuchets are actually in range of the city. Maybe garrison something. Lots of production being made for Duzzles. A very massive Mayan army here for Immaculate. No attrition being researched for no attrition yet for Xano. And Xano actually, he might lose this fight. He doesn't have very many units at all. I think he really needs to just push forward and start using these crossbows. Try and pick off some units before the incoming rush. Over here, big attack from Phoenix. Phoenix with a lot of units here. Actually the Science 2 may not pay off. I feel like he might have wanted to go Commerce to try and max out his eco a little bit more. Sermon's eco definitely still suffering quite a bit. And this city is actually taken by the Mayan player. Some crossbows helping out, but this is a massive push. And does not look like Xano has very many cavalry, I think, is the issue. Good against cavalry? No, they're good against enemy light infantry. Actually, wow, Duzzle's capital is going to get sacked. Big loss there for AS, and AS are now over 1,000 points down. I really feel like AS... I don't know exactly. I wouldn't call it like one mistake, but I feel like they definitely could have played this game better. Like, I feel like Xano should not be losing this fight to Immaculate, and I also feel like Sermon should not be losing this fight over here. You know, that's the power of French Despot and the good Mayan player. Yes, looks like Duzzles is currently getting overrun. And as is Xano. Xano, unfortunately, losing 2 cities at the same time for AS. Big loss. And now Elite seem to be on the front foot. And GG is actually called. So that is going to wrap up game number 3. Elite take a pretty convincing win once again in this game number 3. Unfortunately, they just, like... I think they had the tools to win. They just like kind of messed up the execution. I think Sermon definitely messed up his side. I think this side, I felt like Xano should not be losing against a Mayan player. But you know, it is how it is. And that's going to wrap up game number 3 here. Go ahead and update our graphic. So Elite take game number 3 against AS. So that means it is match point. For match point for this match. That means if Elite win this next game, we are going to go to a game. The game. There's not going to be a game number 5, and yeah, that's going to be it. So this is in fact a best of 5, and I hope to see you guys in a few minutes for game number 4. All right, folks, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Elite versus AS Gladiators. This is the quarterfinals of Nomadium 4, and we are in a very exciting spot here. This is a 2-1 lead for Elite. Elite took a pretty convincing game number 3 against AS, and now we're going to see what's going to happen in game number 4. This is match point, of course. If AS lose this game, they are out of the tournament. This is the best of 5, of course. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Let's go ahead and jump into game number 4. Elite versus AS Gladiators. Game 4. Alright, welcome folks. I hope this map is not a surprise because Elite did not ban Inca for their opponents, and so therefore we have we are picking Himalayas. Alright, so let's take a look at the players in their nations. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start with AS this time. So they've got, as tier 1, they've got Sermon playing Japanese, Xano playing tier 2 as Inca, and Duzzle's playing tier 4 as Russians. On the other side, for Elite, they've got Immaculate playing Mongols, they've got Half Lotus playing Romans, and they've got Phoenix playing Koreans. So, lots of interesting choices here. Once again, we see all unique picks across the board. I think, first of all, AS picking Inca, no surprise there. Oh, thank you. There's no screen. My bad. Okay, we are in Himalayas. Here you can see my screen now. My bad. So yeah, the main issue for Elite that they have to deal with is they know AS are picking Inca, right? Like, they picked Himalayas for a reason. Inca are superb on this map, like S plus tier. And so what can Elite do about it? So they've chosen to go Mongols, right? This is a fast nation that has some cavalry to counter, to kind of raid and slow down the Inca player. They've chosen Romans. Romans are a nice defensive nation. With that wealth income, they're pretty good on this map, as well as cheaper towers and unique heavy infantry. And Koreans, they have a nice quick start. They can build towers cheaply, of course. And they can kind of establish map control against that. You know, heavy cavalry, not very good against, historically not very good against towers. On the other side for AS, you know, they've chosen to use their Japanese pick. They say, okay, well, it's our match point. They're down. Let's go ahead and use our Japanese pick. This is the best tier 1 nation, most pick by far, and we're going to use it here. Of course, they went for Russians. I feel like Russians are not amazing on this map. Like, I think, like, I don't know what AS have left to pick. I'm going to really quickly just check. I think they have Koreans themselves, I think, to still pick. I think Koreans would have been a good pick. I feel like Russians, honestly, are better served for, like, some other map. Like, you know, for example, I think they're very good on Amazon Rainforest to kind of deny your opponent's mountain and territory. So, you know, I'm not super in love with this Russians pick in particular, but I do think AS have better picks, of course. Inca and Japanese are, in my opinion, strictly better on this map and in general than Mongols and Romans. And so it's going to be up to Elite to see what they can do. I think AS clearly have the edge in terms of nations here. I mean, this is the advantage. When you lose a game, you get to pick the map. And so given Elite did not ban their Inca, then they're going to take it. So let's go ahead and start with Elite, I guess. We have on the right side the red Koreans player, Phoenix. On the right side, we've got the green Mongols player, Immaculate, in the pocket. And then on the bottom, we've got the yellow Romans player, Half Lotus. Right across from them, like literally right next to them, we've got the purple Japanese player, Sermon. In the pocket, the light blue Inca player, Xano. And finally, on the top side, the blue Russians player, Duzzles. So, I think definitely this is AS favor, absolutely. I think, like, having your Japanese player right next to a non-tier 1 nation is super duper nice. Having your Inca player in the pocket is super duper nice, right? They're mostly well protected, and having your Russian player on the wing is super nice, because, you know, you don't really want the Russian player in the pocket. It's kind of useless. On the other side, you know, Elites, they're like fairly happy with having a Mongol player in the pocket, of course. Like, both their side nations are reasonable. I think they might have rather swapped Romans and Mongols, I think. But, you know, all things considered, not terrible. But AS, definitely, they're happy with their spawns. Happy having a Japanese player right next to their opponent, and of course happy to have their Inca player in the pocket. So this is Himalayas, of course. I expect to see some aggression from both sides in this game. I think given you pick Mongols, I think I'm gonna expect to see lots of raids down the center, especially from Immaculate going through the center and raiding in the pocket, especially the opposing Inca player. Yeah, so let's take a quick look at the ruin counts here. Ruin counts. Does look like AS have a very, very slight lead. Immaculate only with a single ruin, but Sermon with 2, and that is the kind of the difference. Everybody else doing very similarly. Roman's player does not have a library yet. Is about to make one. Kyoto, Sermon's actually just making the library now, and Phoenix is researching Civic, as is Immaculate. So actually, the Japanese player is quite a bit slower. I'm not really sure why, probably due to ruins. Russian player is throwing down a library, as is the Inca player. So once again, elites have the slight edge in terms of speed. This city is going down before any of the AS players have finished their first tech. This is a massive lead for Phoenix. I honestly would not be surprised if Phoenix just goes aggressive here. I think you still want to go Senator, but I mean, maybe Despot against a Russian player, you know? You never know. All right, so with this market, I will use it to tell me all the rares. So let's look at elites rares first. They have bison, copper, silk in the back here. There's a wool. There's a wine that's not in their territory. There is Pappy. There's furs that might not is kind of in the middle, as well as Pappy and citrus in the middle. There's a dye that's also not super protected, and a horses. There's a relics over here near Rome, and on the top side there's a gems. All right, and then in the center, marble, peacocks, as I said before, citrus and furs, and a wine. All right, so for AS, they've got salt, they've got silver, tobacco, sugar, and cotton, and as well as, yeah, that's about it. I'd say I give the edge to Elite in terms of rares. I think their rares are a little bit more protected. They have some excellent rares, of course. You know, they've got their silk, which is a great rare. They've got Pappy. They've got relics. They've got horses. But obviously not to discount AS's rares either. They've got sugar, silver. Those are probably their two best rares. And then they can maybe contest for other rares as well. You know, maybe in the center using that furs and such. But no, it's going to be Civic on that furs. So Elite's going to grab up that furs, and that means they're going to take an early lead in this game, able to grab some nice rares for them. Tower already for Half Lotus. Very early tower, and we do see a military from Japanese player. I don't really like this, to be honest. I think Sermon would have been much better served just going for Civic and then military. I think there's really no need to slow yourself down here, especially considering your opponent's a Romans player. They might have gone power first. Of course, the first archer is annoying to deal with, but maybe you just want to be defensive, and that's why you build that second. You build a tower near your wood line. Things are looking up for Elite currently, despite the Inca pick. I mean, this is the X factor, right? Like, we've seen Inca do some crazy things, and there's a reason this nation is banned so much. Especially with silver, and I don't think... Have they scouted? Or they have, and sugar. I think these are two excellent rares. I mean, really, what you want is Inca the most. I mean, you want library rares and all the other good rares is normal, but what you want, really, are rares that get you to classical age, because that's when your nation powers start kicking in. And this looks like a very fast classical age. The issue is, where is their city? Where are they building cities? A very late city from Duzzles. Pretty late city from Xano as well. I feel like the execution speed is a little slow for AS at the moment. Archers are now here. Starting to be annoying. 3 units from Sermon. Not able to deny this second city, unfortunately for him. But still able to cause quite a bit of pressure. If he can get like 3 unit kills with this, it's probably worth it. Sermon now going for Civic on the backside. Not quite enough food here at the moment for Half Lotus. Forward city here from Duzzles. Gonna snipe up that silver. What do you call it? The spice, I mean. Look at these rares. 3 library rares plus gems. Yeah, I mean, Elite have some excellent rares this game. Finally, the second city is finished up for Duzzles. I'm not really sure why Duzzles start so slow, unfortunately. And still very annoying raids here from Sermon. Super duper annoying. Barracks is going up. Question is, has Half Lotus lost a unit yet? Look here. Half Lotus has not lost a unit, and that's a big win for them. They might lose a farm, maybe? Sermon's actually going to go Civ back. I think that's not a bad spot. I mean, honestly, I don't even think you can fit a city here, and this is more protective. Archer's being queued here. Alright, and I think that's Sermon's sign to go buzz off. He's done attacking for now. Zeno is aging now. And we've seen what Inca players can do with a fast start. And as Zeno is being the fastest to age, are we going to see a Colossus here? That is my question. Given these citizens are gathered here, I think we could, maybe. Nothing yet. Colossus? Colossus. Alright, so now the onus is on Elite. They have to put a stop to this nonsense. I think for them... Oh, Science 2 for Mongols player. Wow. I'm not really sure what their strategy could be. They could try and do some crazy stuff and like triple Sermon. That would be kind of funny. But no, probably realistically they're just gonna play defensively. I mean, they have nice rares still, so they probably believe they can win in the long game. If we take a look at their scouting, they've mostly just scouted their area, not scouted their opponents. And AS similarly, they mostly have scouted their stuff, not their opponents. They don't know about the Pappy. They do know about the Silk. Yeah. Alright, Phoenix went for a second city in Ancient Age. We do see a hoplite already out here for Duzzles. Given how slow Duzzles' start was, I don't think he should have made this hoplite. I think he should have just gone Archer and just try to age up as soon as possible. But maybe it'll get a lot of damage done, you never know. Half Lotus now aging up. And Sermon, very late age, all things considered, for a Japanese player. Immaculate having aged up with Science 2 finished. Right, and the Inca wealth rush begins. We will see what they can make use of, what they can do with this Colossus plus early age. Very curious. It's gonna be up to Xano this game, I think. I mean, like this is an Inca game, right? Like this is why you pick Himalayas. If you have your Inca unbanned, you know, we'll have to see what's gonna happen. Elite do still have a significant point lead, 150 points. Wow. I think it's partially due to the city difference here, as well as those just being a little slow, but it is how it is. Does age up. Does not have Science yet. They should research it, but he needs to get his buildings down, I think. German went for back. Okay, back. Yeah, city in the back. Or capital in the back. Gonna go for a stable as well, Senator. And Colossus is finished, as well as Senator. So, AS kind of settling in for the long haul here. I don't know how well that's going to work out against Pappy and all these library rares, to be honest. But Colossus is still great, even if you're being aggressive. I would like to see AS try and be aggressive, with especially Xano sending heavy cavalry down the center to try and raid. I think that would be very effective, because you really need to raid these rares from your opponents. I mean, like, this is unguarded right now. Unfortunately for AS, they just haven't scouted it, so they don't know about it. So, looking at the libraries, of course, y'all definitely have an advantage in the libraries. Multiple AS players missing their Science. Xano, of course, giving Science moment. And Immaculate's actually going to go for a Hanging Gardens. Very nice pick there for him. I think both teams, they think they're like, okay, yeah, we can just chill out. I think this is going to work in Elite's favor. I think, you know, AS, they don't know about their opponent's excellent rares. But this hoplite is here. How did this hoplite get all the way over here? Duzzles, having scouted that Silk earlier, is now going to pick off this merchant. Nice little raid there. Gonna make use of that hoplite eventually. Very nice move. Question is, what is Sermon going to do? Sermon is... Ooh, Fortress here from Half Lotus. I kind of like this, just playing really defensive. Chilling out. All you need to do is just like really chill out. Here we do see, I don't think, have Eels scouted this die? No, they have not scouted the die. And Sermon is going to go and send these light horses off on a quest. I don't know where, but they are questing. Production being made by Xano. Military 2 as well. And Civic 2 for a Russians player for Duzzles. Duzzles still no Senate. I mean. Senator finishing up for Phoenix, as well as a Military 2 now. Lots of infantry here. Ooh. Lots of heavy infantry here for Sermon. Will these heavy infantry pay off? What I would like to see him do is I would like to see him just sneak over to the back. Ooh, this is a nice raid on Wool here. I would like to see Sermon like sneak these heavy infantry and like go take a city or something. Like just do some nonsense in the back. But unfortunately, those heavy infantry did get scouted, so... Just spamming heavy infantry. I wonder what he's going to do with these units. Hanging Gardens is completed. And Horse Archer running down the center. Xano spamming heavy cavalry. 138 wealth income. Xano does see that Horse Archer. How is he going to deal with it? Who knows? Civic going for Xano. Yeah, I mean, the issue is, I don't really know what Sermon's up to right now. I think he's trying to be aggressive, but it's like, you haven't used these heavy infantry yet, so... Light cavalry are here being very annoying. There's a tower going up at Karakoram. And second city here. Looks like Ali have taken control of the middle of the map, and that means they're going to have better access to all their rares here. This is Immaculate top lane, I believe. Still kept alive. Nomad looks like it might get picked off. Reasonable micro. 2 HP. Might get picked off by this tower. Science 3 here for Phoenix. Big problems for AS on the horizons. Their opponents have a massive tech lead. Just on the backs of all those library rares. Did that Horse Archer die? I think it did. Yes, the Horse Archer did die. Lots of units out here for Half Lotus. Where is Sermon's army? Sermon is ambushing but not moving. I'm a little confused. Crap for nothing. I guess he's starting to siege now. Hoplite raid on relics. There is a tower here, however. This can... If Duzzles was on it, he would have picked out this relics merchant to kill first, because one, it's the furthest, and two, it's also furthest from the tower. Is there militia upgrade? There is militia upgrade. City is beginning to be attacked. I don't think Sermon is only now realizing there's a fortress here. Militia being pulled here. Catapult sieging a senate. Front row. Oh no, Sermon. My friends. What is he doing? He's sieging the senate right now. Alright, on this side, does look like Duzzles is aging up. Duzzles aging up. Oh, he has so many scholars. 100 knowledge income up. And oh my gosh, look at this library from Immaculate. Immaculate's library is insane right now. 6 archers, so many units from Half Lotus holding all these militia. I feel like this is not enough units from Sermon to take the city, definitely. He needs to back off and just go chill out. Immaculate's gonna age up. What's this? Militia raid. Might get stopped by this archer. Xano is now aging up. Again, the question is, what can Xano do? What can Xano do? Going for a fortress at his capital. Literacy upgrade for Immaculate. Raid here in the back with a lot of cavalry from Duzzles. I'm not quite ready to age up yet. Half Lotus, let's see, how much damage does he take? He took some damage. Some of these farms are not filled. No, he's doing alright. He's 53 population compared to the 62, right? Alright, the big question is what really, I mean, what is Xano gonna do? He's at 125 knowledge income compared to the 220 something. Yeah, I mean, this is a major issue. AS have closed the lead a little bit, but still, I mean, major issues on the horizon very soon. And I think really AS just need to either raid or be aggressive. Like, they need to actually make a concerted effort to push. They can't just keep letting their opponents boom up, because I think they should realize that they're getting outboomed here. Yeah, heavy cavalry not very good against a tower. Phoenix ages up. Lots of units here for Immaculate. Immaculate gonna age up to gunpowder soon and he's doing very well for himself. Bottom side here. Oh, he's gonna deny age up actually, and this library's gonna go down, but gonna slow down his age quite a bit. Sermon does not want to kill this Senate. What he really wants to do is sack Rome, but he does not have enough unit. Some raids here from Sermon. Alright, so nearly everybody has aged up, Half Lotus being the last one, and yeah, I mean, the problem for AS is they have this gunpowder opponent who's going to age very soon. What can Xano do about it? Xano's library is looking a little lackluster. I've not felt the impact of the Inca quite yet. Going for Commerce 2 now. This is one of those problems. Like, I think AS would have played this game very differently if they had seen all of their opponent's rares. But, like, they still don't know about Pappy. They know about Silk, and they know about Furs. But, like, they still haven't seen their opponent's Pappy, and they probably don't even realize that they're getting outboomed. This is why those nations like Spanish and stuff are very powerful. Like, just being able to scout your opponent's rares and knowing what you should do in a game is very good. Like, I feel like this game would have been very, very different, right? Like, if AS had scouted their opponents had Pappy and Furs and Silk, maybe like Xano goes like some crazy like Despot build, right? And that makes things different. Force March here, gonna try and take out some catapults. Immaculate does not have his units upgraded quite yet. He's about to upgrade them, but he's gonna take some damage here. Phoenix going for Forbidden City. Phoenix relatively quiet, but he's doing very well for himself. He's gonna outboom as well. What do I say? I feel like I see Cataphracts like running from. Alright, it's really up to Sermon. Sermon has to kill this side, but unfortunately, looking at the library, I mean, Half Lotus's library is crazy, and I feel like AS, every moment that ticks away, they're gonna lose more and more ground as their opponents are about to age up. 200 knowledge away, but not enough food at the moment. And Immaculate's like, damn, I actually have to upgrade my units. Unlucky. To make sure I don't lose my city. Alright, so what's the plan for these folks here? What is the plan? If AS can come over and try and double this city, it's really big, but I feel like Duzzles has no army right now. He's like some cavalry, scattered cavalry, but that's about it. Delzo's doing his best to try and raid, but that's not the avenue you want to raid. You want to raid the other side. Anna with a larger army, but no armor upgrade. He's down by attack on a lot, and the issue is Immaculate is aging up now. Army raid here from Sermon. Still going through pyramids. Yeah, I mean, the issue is, look at... AS have taken a point lead, but look at Elite's libraries compared to them. They're like, what, 7, 8 techs up? If AS want to strike, they have to do it right now. Delzo's doing some very nice raids here on Immaculate's economy. Gunpowder is finished for Immaculate. Forbidden City also finished. Things do not look good if you're an AS fan here. Massive charge here for Xano. Upgrade coming here. Tactics upgrade coming, and he's going to go and charge for it. He's going to go, I'm going to fight. Try and take this city. And Sermon is here to help out. He's running, trying to go and take the city as well. I mean, the issue is, even if they take this city, I don't know if they'll be able to win this fight, or win this game. Force march coming along. Xano's army is pretty trashed at the moment. And all these crossbows are still alive. Game looks really Jover right now. Where's Delzo's units? They finally scouted that Pappy and raided it, but it is far too late. Delzo's really trying his best to keep raiding. Unfortunately, their opponents are just an age up, so. Xano desperately trying to spam units as much as he can. Actually not. Never mind, I lied. He's not spamming stable cataphracts. Really should be, though. Just fighting in an age down, which is a really big loss for him. This Rossini Lancer is bugged. Delzo's trying his best to keep pushing. Oh, and the city is actually taken. Player actually managed to take the city. Half Lotus is now here with a few units, gonna pick off some reinforcements. And it's actually going to be 3 players fighting in the same place in this game. Still looks like Elite's game totally, but this is a big loss for Immaculate. Phoenix is now aging up. Inca player is now clicking with Science 3. Lots of crossbows here in the back. Still with raids continuing from AS. Nice move there. This knight being super annoying. And AS are able to hold the city temporarily. They're actually going to pick off quite a few scholars. This is a big win for them. But still, the issue is they're aged down against gunpowder opponents. How close is Delzo's to aging? Delzo's has all the techs. And actually, he's not doing that great on population. He really needs to spam some more units. The knights from Sermon are going to maybe pick off some crossbows? Unclear. Oh, yep, they are going to pick up some crossbows. Duzles has really done his best to keep raiding throughout the game. I feel like he doesn't put together much of an army, but he keeps raiding his opponent's stuff, which, I mean, is definitely helping them, definitely. Would it be better than just a straight-up army? I don't know. But now, yeah, now Mongols player, actually 59 population. His economy is still very good. His wealth income is suffering a bit, but 299 wealth, jeez. Aplotus does age up now, so all of Elite are an age ahead of AS right now. Can AS do anything about it? They have to do something. City's assimilated here. Do Elite have enough units here to take the city back? I mean, they have Monarchy upgrade, I guess, and they are fighting an age up, but they are burning a bit in attrition here. I feel like maybe Xano wants to preserve his army. I feel like maybe he's felt he's done enough damage. Is still a little ways away from aging. I kind of feel like it's not a bad idea to just back off. It's stalling for more time, definitely. Now the issue is the Romans player is pushing the Japanese player here. Sermon, his tech tree is just not doing so hot. He's only now able to click up to Science 3. Invested in a lot of crossbows. And now his production is getting sieged here. If Xano can just take, like, some nice trades, like, reasonable trades, just keep picking off units. These because of Monarchy, you can't heal anymore, so maybe if you just keep poking away. And he's about to age up now. Russians player, actually, Duzles is the first one to age up on AS. Very surprised, but Duzles has done an excellent job of keeping his eco alive, and actually, Elite on the back of that are going to back off. The issue is Sermon. Sermon is in a lot of trouble right now. He is an age down, and tech-wise, he's super down. He's about to get monarchied. Making a castle right now. Kyoto, yeah. Gonna go for literacy upgrade. Massive army here from Xano, if only he could upgrade it. Spies are very nice anti-raiding units here. And Pappy's gonna get raided once again by Duzles. Duzles trying to do his best to keep raiding over and over. Alright, I think it's time for Duzles to start making like an actual army rather than just raiding. He's gonna go for elite pikeman research. And Nizhny Novgorod is starting to get sieged here. Duzles has a very nice eco, actually. Alright. Game is close, definitely. AS are definitely on the back foot, and they definitely have, like, a lot of problems here. Especially this monarchy here. All these heavy cavalry, heavy infantry. 97 population compared to the 98 of Sermons. Sermon able to delete his senate. And now we do see here, Xano has aged up. Starting to tech up his upgrades. That Heavy Knight upgrade is nasty. You see Monarchy upgrade here for Duzles. Doesn't have much of an army though, and Military 4, here we go. Are there any scouts? I don't think there are any scouts. If Duzles can snipe this Monarch, it'd be really big. Because then all these units start burning in attrition. I feel like Duzles is going to lose this city momentarily here. Duzles does finish up his Monarchy upgrade. Needs to spam units here. Arquebusier is being started. And massive Inca army starting to push here. Immaculate only now. He has a good tech lead, but his army is not that great. What can Phoenix do about it? Phoenix is pressuring here. On this side, oh no, it looks like for AS fans, the Romans player is starting to roll here. Does look like Thurman was able to protect some of his units, but he's going to lose his city momentarily. Thurman trying to do his best. He is aging up now, last one to age. Nano sitting on top of Immaculate's production. Does Immaculate have more production? I don't know. Massive push here in the center. Is that going to work against 4 pikes? Bribe's starting to go down. Nano finishes Monarchy. Bribe's finishing on both sides. Duzzles definitely has less units here. And it looks like he is getting super overrun here. Does look like Xano is crashing Immaculate here on the side, and the issue still is Thurman is losing in this 1v1 against his opponent. Oh, he got his... Oh no, he got his gunpowder age denied. That is so bad for him. Alright, it's gonna be a test. So who can win either side? This city is somehow still not taken. Guzzle's doing his best to try and keep alive. Spamming spies, spamming units as much as he can. And Xano's gonna go for a forced march. He's gonna try and capture Phoenix's army here. The issue is Sermon is really on the back foot here. He did delete his Senate. Would like to see him pop out his Senator, of course, give that city extra armor. And he's gonna drive Phoenix away. So now, I mean, it's up to AS. What will Xano do with his army, right? Like, Sermon's getting destroyed right now, of course. Gonna go for a Senate. He's gonna try and rebuild his eco behind. Just try and stall for as long as possible. Military 4 for the Romans player. And what is Duzzles gonna do? Duzzles needs to make units and fix his eco. This is a crazy game, folks. It's still close despite despite AS feeling like they're gonna lose very soon. Still a close game. Pyramids is getting trashed. Is Sermon gonna seed the city? Yes, he is. He's gonna seed the city here. He's gonna go and he has he now has gunpowder age. He has resources to spend, but not enough production. He's gonna build his eco back over here. And it's up to Xano. Xano needs to push and fast. He needs to kill the opposing side here. Like, it's not the end of the world if they kill Phoenix, because Immaculate, he doesn't have much army, and his eco is also not doing that great because he lost 2 cities. But they really need to do something here. This is the power of Colossus, by the way. Xano doing really well with his Colossus, and he also captured the Hanging Garden, so his knowledge income's gonna go crazy. I feel like Xano actually just needs to A move, because otherwise they're gonna die, and he's gonna lose his capital in the back. Xano's capital, of course, being very important with that Colossus. I think he needs to move right now. He has a super massive army, and he's gonna go for it. He's gonna force march forward into this city of Phoenixes. Where's Duzzles? Duzzles is... He has some units. Where's this Monarch? He has some units, and he's gonna go and try and help out Sermon here. Wise choice from him. Xano pushing forward. This city did get a temple rebuilt, I believe, which is why it has so much more hit points. The city is gonna get taken momentarily. How much does Immaculate have? Immaculate's spamming units. He has more production. Sermon trying his best to stay in the game here. With the help of Duzzles, I think he's maybe not okay. It's hard to tell. Actually, he's gonna survive temporarily. He's gonna survive temporarily. Massive push here for Inca player. He is still holding supply at 200-ish. The city of Gangyang is taken. Phoenix, his army is still alive mostly. He's just trying to bleed out his opponent here. And Xano needs to keep making units, keep reinforcing the front line. 2v2 here on this bottom side. Sermon desperately trying to take back his city. His economy is completely crashed. Duzzles is not doing great in the army department. He has so many resources floating. Alright, Xano is actually losing this 2v2. Obviously, he's getting outproduced here, and he's kind of bleeding units quite a bit. I think he needs to just go for a charge and just force his opponents away, especially this bottom side. I think like all these units are free pickings for him, but his massive ball is dying, and he's gonna get charged at here by both sides. Flanked on both sides, Bombard shooting away down the center, very effective here. But these heavy knights are picking off the arquebusiers on the bottom side, and it's not like Immaculate has many units here. On the bottom side, still, Half Lotus is going to kill Sermon very soon. I would like to see Sermon like actually rebuild fully here. Yeah, so he moves his capital all the way back, and he's going to try and rebuild here. Half Lotus doing extremely well, close to aging himself. And Xano's army is actually going to take quite a beating, and he's going to get beat back. I feel like he should not have lost that fight, but he had to take the city, so big loss for AS there, and now EL seem poised to take this game number 4 and the match. 87 population for Xano, down from that 130 something. He lost 50 units, 50 plus units in that one engagement. Duzzles has a lot of resources, but he's not really spending them. He needs more wealth. And now it's EL who have turned tide and forced the aggression here. You know, one wonders what would have happened if, instead of trying to take this fortified Korean city, if Xano had gone down to go and hit Half Lotus, right? Like, that would have taken a lot of pressure off Sermon. But now it is too late. Sermon desperately trying to stay alive. Still raids continuing from Duzzles. Massive battle in the center. They're going to try and take back the city of Alamut, and it looks like they have enough. Duzzles does not have very many units here to help out. I feel like Duzzles has not fielded a real army at all this whole game. And so the city's going to be taken back for Elite. And that's not good news if you're AS fans, because we're about to see a massive Roman army go and take Nagata here. Sermon desperately trying to keep his eco alive, but he cannot do it. Leading out units here. Duzzles with a single, some cavalry here. Gonna send some more cavalry over. Xano desperately trying to spam units as much as he can. And Elite, they have the gas on the pedal. They are pressing at Nagata here. And now we see here, Duzzles is here for the rescue. He only has a few units, but there aren't that many heavy cavalry. Game still looks close, but AS are definitely currently losing. I feel like they've been losing for a while now, though. Alright, Xano's gonna push forward against all these hordes. Can AS drive them off here? No, it does not look like they can. Oh, no, actually, maybe. There's so many cavalry here. Yeah, it looks like AS are going to actually pick off quite a few units here from Half Lotus. And once again, Xano's pushing into the city of Alamut. Duzzle's trying his best to micro, but he's gonna lose some units here. There's not many pikemen here, which is good for AS. 93 population compared to the 100, and Phoenix is now aging. I repeat, Phoenix is aging up to Enlightenment. I think this might be the first Enlightenment we've seen in this tournament or something. All these cavalry trying their best against Praetorian guards. AS desperately trying to hold on to this game here. Game number 4. This is match point, of course. 2 sieges left here for Xano. They push back their opponents briefly, but the issue is still on this bottom side. Sherman doing better on the eco. He's got his city up here in the back. Desperately trying to fight off the few units here. Maybe he could turn and fight this. He's a tower. Oh, he doesn't even have the militia upgrade. That's funny. Really gotta turn and fight this, no? I guess it's tough. Arquebusier is coming in the back here. Can Sermon try and win a fight? With armor, it's really hard. AS are pushing once more on this side, but the issue is Phoenix is aged up. Phoenix is aged up. Xano's not too far from aging, and at this point, this is where silver starts being good. I mean, silver's always good, but, looks like Sermon's dead. Duzzles really needs to go and help him again. City's captured once more. Elite's still doing very well. They're probably still going to take this game, but it is still... Somehow AS are holding on desperately. Sermon doing his best to hold on. He's really, like, not in the game at all anymore. And now, with the Musketeer upgrade... Can Elite take back this city? It looks like they can. They have a lot more units at the moment. There's not many cavalry here. And there's not many heavy infantry, and these cuirassiers are super good. Double's getting driven back here. This could be AS's last stand. If they lose this city, if they lose this fight, this game looks over because they're losing on the bottom side as well. Sherman desperately able to actually hold off and win a fight. This city is lost for AS. Lots of heavy knights going for the back, but not enough here. So many musketeers. This is so much DPS. And it looks like ARs are driven off, and with it, that looks like their hopes of winning this game. I mean, Sherman is able to capture his city back, but, I mean, at what cost? His economy is still doing terribly, and his opponent is about to age up. AS driven back now. Xano is aging. Good news for AS fans. Sherman desperately trying to hold on. He's really doing well for all things considered. Half Lotus's metal income is really bad. Maybe that's part of why he's still in the game. Sherman is, I mean. Enemy units from both sides. Elsus is not too far off from aging. Half Lotus can click up very soon. The AS need a convincing win here on the top side because they are losing this bottom battle here. The Senator is not in position at the moment. Oh my god, Sherman has so much knowledge but no resources to use it. Phoenix is pushing on this top side here. Science 5 finish. Big problems for AS on the horizon. But AS are still somehow in this game. They're still technically in the game. So, Xano going for age 5 here. Finished up. Duzzles is close. He still needs a little bit more resource, a little bit more knowledge. And now the Romans player does look like he's going to run over Sermon once more here. Sermon fixing up his eco. I think his wells then come back together. Can AS take a convincing win here? If they can, then this game looks salvageable, maybe. But I mean, still, the bottom issue is Half Lotus is now aging up to age 5. Duzzles is now clicked up to aging. And now we're going to see what could be AS's last stand here. Massive battle from both sides. Cuirassier upgrade is starting to finish. Heavy Knights are about to turn into H5 Cuirassiers. Monarch is not forward enough here. Interesting choice AS have taken to this approach. They've chosen to kind of back off from that city, and they're choosing to go for Immaculate's army instead. But unfortunately, Immaculate has 7 heavy infantry. These are going to melt these cavalry. And this looks like it, folks. It is going to be AS's... AS are going to get knocked out of this tournament, I believe, momentarily. They cannot fight right now because Delta's units are not upgraded. And they just lost like 30+ units. Wow. What a crazy game. And now Half Lotus is finally able to reach to the golden capital of Cusco. Finally going to be able to take it unopposed, and yeah, this game looks over. Doubles does age up, but his economy is now trash. AS can try to go for one last fight, but I don't think they're going to win it here. The issue is this Romans player has been kind of steadily poking away. Phoenix going for Versailles, 125 population. Yeah, when your opponent goes for Versailles, you know the game's over. AS desperately trying to go for an aggressive push. The raid's still coming through the center here. And this is going to be AS's last stand here, as they are about to be eliminated from Nomadium 4. Half Lotus about to take Cusco, and GG is called. Wow, what a crazy game number 4 to wrap up this series. And AS, you know, they really did their best. They tried their best to stay alive in this game, but unfortunately, the rares were just too strong from their opponents. That Pappy and Furs really just messing them up. And you know, one wonders what could have happened if Xano had taken his army and just attacked Half Lotus. But no, that is going to be it. That is going to be game for Elite, and they are going to proceed to the next round. They're going to advance to the semis. Unfortunately for AS fans, they are knocked out of the tournament. They did a really great job this match though, and you know, we're excited to see matches in the future. All right, guys, what a crazy game for 4. It really did feel like AS did not have a chance of winning, but they held on for so long that I started believing a little bit, especially with Xano's army. But then they kind of got cooked. You know, we saw the power of Inca. We saw the power of Inca, and it showed that Inca can be beaten with good rares. And so Elite did a really good job of playing from kind of behind, in the sense of they were able to take down an Inca player on Himalayas, which I don't think we've seen before. And yeah, that is going to wrap up our series for today. I hope you guys had a good time watching. I'm going to leave the stream running for a little bit longer. Not sure when the next cast is going to be yet. I need to check the schedule. But I hope you guys are doing well out there, and hope you guys have a good rest of your day. GG's all, well played both teams, and thanks for the entertaining series. I'm glad none of these best of 5s have been 3-0 so far, and I'm looking forward to more exciting games in the future. Hope you guys are too. See you guys later. Bye bye.